Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tabletop Notch. Tonight, it's chapter 90 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. Holy smokes, baby. 90 episodes. Wow. Very exciting. Not only is it chapter 90. Wow.
You got it. You got there.
Oh. Not only that, it's a pretty high stakes episode. Kind of jumping into the
what makes you say that?
jumping into the fire right
Don't
away.
Remind me.
Or getting a nap, who knows?
No.
Or leaving Graven forever.
Let's be real. No one's
Hi,
napping.
Graven.
Bye. Guys.
So we have some stuff on the horizon, but before then, as always, thoughts, announcements, things to say.
We got updated quests. Point. I tried to even give you an introduction.
I did it so good this time.
You did it so good this time. If you're on a desktop and you use your cursor, there's a little quest icon, there's a little Q. It gives you an update on what we're working. What'd you just do?
That was weird. I got really weird with it.
It gives you a little update on what we're working on with this episode and maybe in episodes to come, just to keep you in the loop. And that's it.
I like you said, if you use your cursor, as if someone's using their computer and not using a
Just
cursor.
flying without a mouse.
Yeah.
Some people might
Voice
be waiting
activated,
for
Just arrows only.
I'm done.
MS-DOS? Is that
Or like even before there were mice.
Oh, when it had the
Xerox
little nub
invented
right in the
that.
middle.
Nubbins. Oh, I loved those nubbins.
Whoa.
Those were
Track
so weird.
balls.
Oh, we used to have
yes.
one of those.
Oh yeah.
Those were the best.
That's
Do you know
it.
what we didn't have back in the day? Podcasts.
No.
Excellent segue.
Thank you.
Indeed.
If you missed the episode, it's available in podcast form every Tuesday morning on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever else, or Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts. We also re-air the episode every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Check out our links around. Check out our links for YouTube. Down there.
About.
It depends on what app
below
you're on.
everybody.
Depends on what app you're on.
About.
So if you missed the episode, you can watch it back. We're usually in chat watching as well.
Yes.
And today we're going to watch, Graven probably
You know what?
survive and
has a
thrive and
negative
live a
attitude.
wonderful long life.
And talk to his friend Pockets for hours.
Oh, yes.
We just
A long
rewatched The Dark
conversation.
Knight, and it's gonna be like the grenade at the beginning where he puts it in his mouth, like Graven's ring. It's like it hits noon. It's just like it's like a little puff of smoke.
Damn it.
Why?
One other last bit of news before we throw it to the intro is we're off next week. We are transitioning to a new space, which we're very, very excited about. It's a little sort of upgrade in terms of the equipment. It will probably look mostly the same
that's
on
the
stream.
frustrating
I
part.
know.
We'll look
It's going to be
exactly the
awesome
fucking
in
same.
the room, and we'll mostly look the same on the stream. But it might sound a little better. The space is going to have kind of a better setup. So we do. So next week, Sunday is off, and we will return the following Sunday for chapter 91. So yeah, enjoy the other Sunday night streams that I know you miss because you're watching Tabletop Notch.
Clearly, we're the priority.
Every time we switch studios, I feel like people are just like, well, but they're still just sitting in front of a bunch of
Yeah.
studios.
Yeah.
What's the
Same shit,
what's still the
different day.
planks? What's the
No, they can usually tell because the first episode of New Space, like the lighting's all fucked up because we haven't gotten it perfect
Looks
yet.
bad.
Yeah.
Hopeful Optimist. Whoa.
Nailed it.
Hopeful Optimist also just bid in 100 bits. Thank you
Hey.
so very much.
Put that right towards the new studio.
Yeah, new
throw those
studio.
100 bits in there.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. So we'll be posting pictures and stuff on social media, I'm sure. But before that happens, so this is we said this before the stream. This is our last stream in this space.
Thank God.
I was gonna say let us give thanks to the space, but you can say thank God we're leaving if you wish.
Thank you, Space.
And as we touch the space, we're gonna throw it over to the intro, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Oh,
We'll be right back. Oh, where's my button? There it is.
You found it. Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
All right,
This is gonna be
everybody.
so bad.
Everybody keeps saying that.
In chapter 89, when the going gets bluff, Safira and Orba anxiously awaited Erland's arrival in the bar area of all hands on deck. The first phase of the plan was to get access to the room of safe deposit and retrieve the lockbox belonging to the Broken Crown so we could do so. And we were resigned to do so without Graven until he received a visitor upstairs. Sigra, the curious tiefling, who was also Robert Bastile's contact in Navikapura, had been sent by Villapont Willoughby when he got our plea for help just hours ago. A skilled trickster and illusionist, she had the ability to alter her appearance and buy Graven a bit of breathing room to go about his business while Mr. Two's spies were occupied. The service wasn't free, and the time was limited, but it struck us as a reasonable price to alleviate that suffocating feeling and to provide an extra set of hands in our search. Shrouded and separated from the rest of the party, Graven slipped out of town without issue, reuniting with the others at the same crossroads that led Erland to his early morning ambush. Continuing further south, we reached the point where the elevation began to rise and the road veered closer to the coast. Darkness and the sounds of the ocean crashing against the rock nearby. With a thorough examination of the surrounding area, we picked up clues that not only indicated the direction that the rogue carriage had traveled, but what creature might have caused the sudden deviation. Safira identified a large feather as belonging to a harpy, ill-tempered monstrosities with a sweet, luring call that may have been the downfall of these unlucky travelers. With caution, we approached the bluffs and found a steep descent that culminated in a few flat rocks jutting just above the waterline. Enough surface area to believe that pieces of the wreckage could be salvageable, though getting down safely was no small task. Anchoring ourselves in with climbers' kits, we didn't get far before music drifted through the air, a hypnotic melody that seemed as if the very ocean itself was drawing us closer. The initial haze subsided and we saw the harpies closing in, though luckily our preparedness kept our minds sharp and our weapons at the ready. The complication of the cliffs made it so one false step could send us hurtling to our demise, but Safira wasn't in the mood to miss any shots, and Orba cleverly utilized the levitate spell to great effect along the steep rock face.
Thank you.
Riddled with arrows and desperately screeching, the final foe was felled by Graven, and we quickly scurried to the bottom to look for signs of the lockbox. Among a few other items that survived the crash, which we may or may not report to Lieutenant Colonel Warber, we located the crate of components when Orba went to detect magic in the area. A hard-fought but ultimately successful mission that put the first puzzle piece in place for Operation Crystal Swap. The return climb was mostly smooth, with the exception of a spell slot wasting slip-up by Safira, and as we rode back toward the city lights, we picked up the pace, with Graven's soft curfew in mind, and we wondered. What had Sigra been up to at the deck, under the guise of Graven's likeness?
Oh my god.
Were there any last-minute preparations to be made before turning the lockbox into Warber? And had Safira secretly absorbed the spirit of an owl, given that the only time she seems to hit anything is in the dead of night? We find out now
I wish.
in chapter 90 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Let's get you that next. Yeah, we're getting you that next.
So I can have vision? Is that why?
Yes.
Whereas many citizens of Wampiranina rarely cross to the south side of the Navika River, passing over the bridge for you has become an exhaustingly regular occurrence. Frequent trips to the Broken Crown, Reciprocity, the Short Ports, and even throwing in a dash of the Crabbers community and the Microl Den. The flowing water beneath your feet had previously sounded fairly intense, but after listening to the waves crashing against the bluffs, they seem much calmer now by comparison. Calm as they may seem, however, something stirs within the party, an anticipation of a task holding so much in the balance. Closing in on 12:30, 1 o'clock, the streets that aren't surrounding the deck are thinning out considerably as people turn in for the night. No rattling of wagon wheels along the roads, just footsteps and the occasional clopping of hooves. With 8 hours until the Samicha docks at the tall ports, and 11 until the Ring of Rending rears its ugly head. The time is now to plan your next steps. So you've just gotten over the bridge, now sort of in the main portion, not quite yet at
That time.
any particular building. You're not at the deck or anything, but you've just crossed over the bridge. So you have a moment here riding on horseback before you get there.
Has it been 3 full hours?
It has
since we-
now been just
little
over
more?
3 hours. Yeah, like just barely.
I should go. I imagine that my double is already back in my room, waiting for me. But in the off chance that she is not, I will go straight there. Will someone
Definitely go straight there.
someone just check by the Broken Crown outpost to see if I told her that that's a place that it would be good to be seen.
If
If for some reason she's over there.
The offices of the Broken
Yeah.
Crown? Yeah, the outpost is the abandoned one, that one further north. Yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Either way, Graven, your plan is to go up to the room and then stay hidden, right? Graven,
For
You've
the
only
time
paid the woman
being,
for how long,
yes.
right?
For
this long.
We are
About
right-
this
the
long.
Time is, I don't
Right.
know.
Rush.
So-
you should rush
should.
ahead.
I run.
All right. I'm just telling
Keep
you.
your
that-
hood up,
Yes.
and wait. Hang on, we're on the same horse. I'm gonna kind of like, because I'm I'm gonna kind of like run a little, trot a little faster up here.
I'm gonna pick up the pace.
Someone just check by the Broken Crown outpost.
I'm
to
coming
see-
with you for now.
Well,
Just, I think it's best just to make sure he gets in all right, and I can walk with him so that no one sees him, just to be extra sure.
Okay, Erland, would you like to go check on the Broken Crown office?
to see if we can get in.
No, I don't know.
If we go there and Warber's
Hang on, I want to be
present,
at least outside. I'm not
they
going
don't
in.
know that you're involved.
No,
with
I
this.
know, but I'm saying I want to be outside the building.
Then
they don't
go
have to
with
see
them
me.
now. I'm going to the deck.
Okay, I'm
Hop
getting
on
off
my
the
horse.
horse then.
Hop on, hop
I'm
on.
gonna get off and then hop on his horse.
So just Graven's
I
heading to the
have a
deck.
horse. One of these horses is mine.
Yeah, she just hopped off your
She's
horse.
on mine
She
now.
was
My
on yours.
horse is in
okay.
Nauba.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah, Erland was on Safira's horse.
Yeah, I
Is that
think
right?
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think so, but
It likes me better.
All right. Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
I'll see you back at the deck.
good luck. Be
Okay.
safe, please.
You be safe.
We'll work on it. We'll try.
I've got a handful of hours before anything happens to me. All right. Goodbye.
And starts to make his way in the direction of the deck. So you guys are left here, sort of just past the bridge.
Okay.
So Warber doesn't. He knows that we've met, but he doesn't know that you've.
Yeah, I
Come on
understand.
this
I
as
am
well.
not going to be able to get into this room with you. I
No.
don't think.
Probably not.
No.
Right.
I would even say that
I just wanted to, just in case anything does go wrong, I
Yes.
think it's a good idea for me to be nearby.
in case, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure.
So once we're inside, we now have
Fuck's sake, what's the plan?
bells and ether to contend with.
Right.
Right.
So the ether, that's something that I think can be planned for. I'm sure there's some kind of antitoxin or something
Well,
that
they're
you
not
guys
gonna
can
they're
take
not gonna set
beforehand.
off the ether if we're.
But you should
with
prepare for
Orba.
it anyway.
What's that?
You should prepare for the worst, always.
Hold your breath and run,
No, I'm not understanding why we wouldn't try to get some kind of antitoxin.
because we don't have time.
Well, it's past midnight. We would have to wait till morning. I'm sure General has
that's
some,
true.
but
Nothing's open, I suppose.
I don't have.
Would anything be like open around here this late? Would we know that?
If someone has small private business, it would be unlikely for something like the General's General to be open.
Okay.
You might be able to.
I also don't. I don't
Okay.
think they're going to trigger. I know that there's the sort of stones for communication, but I don't think they're going to trigger the ether if Warber's in there with us.
agreed. Yes, I believe we're going to be very safe. Just going into the room with
It's-
Warber. What happens
So
after that is
It's whether or not we want to trigger the ether to try and knock Warber out.
Well, isn't that likely to knock you out as well?
I would imagine if we were anticipating it happening, maybe we could hold our breath or something, but
I don't know if that's a good thing to
guarantee-
rely on.
Well, the other hiccup in that plan is that how will we trigger it? The pedal is not going to be right next to us.
It's on the.
It's at the entrance of the room.
Yes, it's on the pedal on the right. It's on the right pillar.
Right. And so he's going to see you triggered this pedal.
What if you were very interested in the right pillar? What if you're like, this is beautiful stonework, and then you step on the thing? No, I've made a horrible mistake, and that.
I have a feeling that if
What?
he's going in with both of you, he's going to try to keep an eye on both of you. So you have to make a decision. Do you want to try to distract him and do something behind his back and try to, get away with it?
Switch the
basically?
crystal.
Or do you want to make a bunch of noise, probably trigger the ether, and break a few things in there to make it look like you're a bunch of bumbling idiots. I think probably the safest thing to do is to break the thing when you're in there, even if it triggers something, because that way at least we know Graven's alive.
Under
if you're
the guise of
arrested,
an
I
accident
can pay
or
your
something?
bail or something. I doubt that they're going to execute you.
Okay,
Well,
well,
depends.
here's my thing about Senka Uberti, who presumably owns this crystal and has checked it in under her name.
She's a scary person, isn't she?
Well, Pibra Vladzrud Vodzatangi
I'm never going to get his name right.
is pretty funny.
You
Said
did well.
that she is not to be trifled with.
No,
So-
I got that impression.
Yes, so I would imagine if it was just her crystal or something, or if we did it quite obviously, no matter what, she specifically is not going to be pleased with us, regardless of the Broken Crown or any other faction
Well,
involved.
this is a magical crystal, yes? Is there any sort of
Presumably.
is there any way that do we know that she'll be alerted if this thing breaks? Is
If
it
not right
holding
away,
some sort of
She's still going to find out. I'm sure as soon as it breaks, somebody's going to have to go tell her.
right? But I'm saying even if we did a very skilled, sneaky switch, once we break it, are magical items capable? We've seen magical items that are capable of alerting.
Maybe you
their
wait until you're
owners.
out of the room to break it.
Right. All I'm
Yes.
saying is that
That's dangerous, though.
all I'm
Yes.
saying is that if it is indeed linked to her in some magical way, even if we do this sort of sneaky way, she'll be alerted to it.
Right, but
They won't know who did it. Well, we're the only ones who've been in.
Sure, I don't think it's... I think it's kind of unavoidable that she might have a target on her backs. It's just whether or not she thinks we're a bunch of bumbling fools, or whether or not she thinks we're really smart and we might be dangerous. I would rather her think we're stupid, because she's less likely to think we're dangerous. If we go in and successfully pull off a bait and switch, which, to be fair, was my... You can keep the crystals. I'm sure you'll find something, useful to do with them. But if we were to pull that off, we look like dangerous people. I don't think I want her to know that we're dangerous people. We
People
look
have-
important.
People
And
have thought I was stupid my entire life.
brilliant, then make them think it again.
I'm simply, that's sort of what I'm saying, is that
I mean, really, because if you go in there and you're bulls in a china shop and you break a few things, then Senka can be pissed off, but she might not think she's personally being
it
attacked.
does allow you a certain amount of leverage if they think you're an imbecile.
I don't think it's a bad plan.
okay, so we're breaking stuff in the room.
I think so. On
I
accident.
mean, seriously, if you can
What's the
swipe something with your
accident?
arse, I think that's good. Like, really, like, oh,
What if
well,
it's
I
high
didn't know
up?
I stumbled in. Jump, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just jumped my rear end 6
Yeah,
feet
the
in the air.
spontaneous
Well, no, try
moment
to
of-
knock an entire shelf at whatever you have to do to make it seem like you didn't. That there was. You have to use Mage Hand if it's on a high shelf or something. You're gonna have to assess the environment here a
has
little
to-
bit.
she
This
has
is
to
why I
speak.
wanted to talk to a rat and see if it could go in there because I want to see what the room looks
Go
like.
talk to a rat then. We're heading to this place. Go
Okay,
talk to
Go
a
talk
go
to a
talk
rat. Run ahead and talk to a rat.
It's Safira's kind of like I'm gearing myself up. I'm gonna walk ahead.
Okay.
And I
I'll
still have that. Wait,
changing horses. I'll hop off
do
my
I
horse
have the
and get
thing
on
that
Orba.
emits a sweet smell, or do you have the thing that emits the sweet?
I have the
smell?
sweet. I have the sweet smell. Do you want it?
Yeah, I think that would work for rats. I'm holding my.
One second. You can go ahead. Yeah. Well,
Where did we we came in up this way, right?
Yep.
Where did we part ways?
like right over the end of the bridge.
Okay. Broken Crown.
Yeah.
So they have to back to go to the Broken Crown. They're like backing up.
Yeah, but just like a
Yeah,
tiny bit.
just
Yeah,
over
and
there.
you're going down here to or on the corner there to all hands.
So I'm now on Orba's horse.
Okay. Safira skitters ahead a little bit. We're gonna shift over just briefly, just for time continuity. So Graven's heading to all hands on deck.
Two things first.
Yes.
Was there a window in my room?
Was there a window in your room?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the bird, Billipont's bird.
And it's on the 3rd floor.
Yep.
Palermo Franco's house, right there.
It's in Fangle. Yeah, I think you know where the spot is. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Seriously, what are you doing?
Wait, we had
Gonna take a
You
real quick look. I'm gonna
Back through Fangle.
Yep.
Okay.
Um.
Great. Graven, still with that sort of shrouded hood over his head, takes a quick look back, sees like them talking on horseback, and then
Oh my god.
We're into the 4th hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Just barely, but yes.
Then
Yep.
here
You
we
are
go.
into the 4th hour.
Yep. Then
So
we're
Graven
going.
starts to scoot through. As soon as you kind of leave that area past the bridge and along the river, it gets dark very quickly. Fangle, very residential. A lot of people here are asleep already. There's a few homes that have the stray sort of lantern light shining through one of the windows. It's a little harder to kind of retrace your steps through here, but you have been before. Kind of slowly make your way, maybe one wrong turn, scoot your way through, and you remember as you're passing by them, a lot of these houses have a very similar appearance because it's sort of the rapid expansion. All these houses got built simultaneously, a lot of them looking very similar. So for a minute, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where you're going, and you walk by one place, and then you sort of think and turn, and you see that like busted hinge on the door that once upon a time Bizarra smashed her way through. So you're pretty sure that you identify that as the correct. The lights are not on in this house.
Not on. That was my question.
That doesn't mean there's no one in there,
Yes.
but yes.
I'm going to get off my horse and go to the door. And give it a medium. Medium rare.
Meaty. Oh, medium rare. That's kind of
Medium
meaty.
rare. So like rare would be like
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, I was thinking well done would be a harder knock.
That's true.
no.
Rare.
Because like lightly seared would be a light knock.
I was thinking of like, ooh, yeah, tastier. All right. Okay. Medium well.
A real tasty knock. You do. You give it a real tasty knock.
Okay.
And again, because the hinge is a little busted, it rattles a little bit. So when you hit it, kind of.
And as much as I can, both listening and just taking a look around in the immediate area.
Give me a
to see if I
perception check
see
with
anybody.
disadvantage. It is very, very dark.
Perception with disadvantage. 12.
12. Okay. So you sort of stand here a little perpendicular to the door, so you can kind of keep an eye out on the street. Make sure that no one's kind of coming or going. No one comes through here. You maybe passed 1-2 people on the street as you were weaving your way through Fangle. A little bit of time passes and you don't hear anything, and then finally some like slow shuffling footsteps, and it sounds like someone who's maybe wearing like slippers or socks, not like a pair of shoes or something. And you are waiting there at the door, and you hear like a little, and then you look over, and it sounds like one of the curtains was like pushed aside.
Okay. I'll step over and in front of where he's looking.
Sure.
And like take the.
You hear one of the locks.
I'll put the hood back on.
Okay.
Now.
And he cracks it, and once again he does that same thing where he opens it, but there's a chain across the door. He's not like opening the door all the way up. And you see the very tired face of Palomar Franco, sort of shirtless with the long underwear bottoms and socks that he's wearing, and he sort of peers out through the crack.
I apologize for the late hour. There is something very important.
I don't have your ring yet.
That's fine. That's fine. I have 2 quick questions of you.
Yeah.
Can you perform a remove curse?
No.
Would you be able to do it at some point tomorrow?
No. I'm not a magic user.
Okay.
I'm just a tinkerer.
Okay.
And he goes,
Wait. Second, the sending stone in the room of safe deposit.
How do you know about that?
It's not important right now. I promise I will owe you a favor if...
Why don't you owe me a favor right now?
What?
Why don't you give me a favor right now?
I have none. How easy is it for that to be uncharged?
For me? Easy.
I can owe you... Please, I have nothing on me. This all is taking place so fast.
make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
15.
15.
One was a nat 20.
Just for the next 12 hours, if it could be uncharged.
I want a medium one this time.
All right,
And you don't get your ring back until I get it. How
Fine.
does that sound?
that's fine.
Wait here.
Okay.
Wait for a moment. You hear some maybe drawers opening and closing kind of quietly. You can hear the interior even though, you know, the walls are decently solid because it's so quiet out here. There's nobody walking by. Back and forth you look a little bit as wind kind of comes through the streets. A little bit of time passes. He opens up. And he holds kind of out to the crack in the door a very sort of polished, you can imagine it's so polished that in the daytime you'd be able to maybe like see your reflection in it. As he holds it out, like the moonlight is like reflecting in this sort of very flat, black, polished stone.
Will anyone know?
No.
Thank you. Good.
You gotta get close enough to it. You bring this thing within 50 feet of the sending stone, and it uncharges the stone.
All right. And it will not alert anyone in any way.
I don't think so.
Okay. I will have this back to you in the next 12 hours or so. Finally, where?
And he holds onto it as you go to grab it.
And it comes with the favor.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go.
Where can I have someone remove a curse from a person?
You'd probably have to talk to Donovan.
All right. Okay.
You know who that is?
Yes, I do. Forgive me for waking you. I will return.
Okay.
Get back to the horse.
And you can see that as you sort of made that exchange, as he spoke of the ring, where he was like, you're not going to get the ring back if I don't get my favor, you can tell that as he was sort of tinkering with this ring that he could tell that the magic inside was potent, that it was, you know, you were worried at one time that maybe he wouldn't be able to get the magic back, that it, you know, it only had kind of faint traces of magic, but that from his reaction you can tell that seems pretty valuable. Yeah, that maybe if he's not excited, just that like maybe he wouldn't mind if he was stuck with the ring instead, because it seems like it's valuable. Right. So you can tell just from his reaction to, because this is a guy where you would expect he's not just going to give you something for free, which he kind of just did. So the fact that he has collateral, you know, is sufficient for him. So you leave the House of Power, right?
With a little more pep in my step, but not slowly. Try to go back to where I left them.
Okay, so as you're making a lot of movement through Wampiranina, you know that eyes are on your doppelganger, as it were, but give me a stealth check with advantage as you move both through the darkness and cloaked.
15?
15, okay. Quickly and quietly, you stick to some of the darker streets of Fangle, and you weave your way back around. So as this is happening...
Oh my god.
Safira has gone ahead.
Your fucking face!
Baby.
Everything has been okay since we started.
Everything is fine. Everything is good and everything is fine.
Safira skitters ahead of the other two and finds herself on that kind of closer bank of the river toward the Broken Crown station. And what are you doing as you walk ahead of them a little bit?
I'm kind of looking around to see if I can see any little skittering friends. And I'm going to kneel down and I'm going to kind of wind up the little thing. Like, and then put it out, and I'm gonna get a little bit of my ration. I have 7 rations. Okay. I'm gonna get like a little bit of food out with me, so I have something to offer, buddy. If any buddies decide to come, and I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, give me a investigation with advantage as you've sort of baited with the sweet smell. So the little, do you let go of the little device there?
Yes.
Great. So it kind of walks forward about a foot, and then you hear like a faint little. As it clicks and stops walking, and then it kind of... And immediately, I mean, it's sort of almost a fruity, sort of sweet smell, like syrupy sweet smell that sort of drifts through the air.
Okay, 16.
16, and as the smell drifts, you're standing on the back part of a few of these buildings that are along the south bank. So you're watching kind of the foundations of these houses. And as you're sort of quietly crouched there by the sweet smell, you do see one rat kind of emerge from, it looks like he's coming from the direction of the Amberbelly Soup Kitchen, which seems like it could be a hot spot for rodents, given that a lot of sort of food
am
gets
I
given.
to we're not close. Where is the
Broken Crown Station.
Station?
Yeah, so you're
the
just
pipe?
on the opposite side of the bridge. So you're like
Okay.
right here. This is the Amberbelly Soup Kitchen where the rats
Okay.
seem to be coming from. This is the Broken Crown Station.
Okay,
so there's
great,
still
great.
one building between you
Okay,
and
great.
the Broken Crown Station.
So I'm gonna have like a little bit of like a piece of food sort
Okay.
of in my hand.
And it kind of
Hi, friend.
makes its way a little closer, and it's making kind of a beeline for the little device there as the smell sort of wafts out.
Hi, friend. Are you hungry? I've got some food for you. Would you like it?
And it gets a little closer.
I'm gonna hand some of the food and. There's a lot more where this came from. I would love it if you could. I have it, and I would like to give it to you.
Okay.
Great. Would you be able to do me a favor? Could you do something for me? There's a hole. If you could go in it and look around and tell me what you see, then I can give you as much food as you like for you and your friends.
Where's hole? Where's hole?
Can I carry you to the hole? I'll be gentle. Oh, okay, sorry.
Give me an animal handling check.
I'm so sorry, little friend.
It's already gone way better than I thought.
Animal handling. Okay, 13.
13. It rears back for a little bit, but then it sees your hand full of little treats, and it sort of
Okay.
gets a little closer. You pick it up, and it gets into your palm and then up your arm a little bit. You have to kind of push it back down so you can kind of carry it.
I'm gonna carry it over to the little pipe.
It kind of watches the world go by very quickly, faster than it's ever, as you're sort of moving along the riverbank. The sounds of the river.
Okay.
Give me a stealth check with advantage as you approach the Broken Crown Station. There's a very dim light coming from within the station.
Imagine what would you do if you're a guard? You're like, why is that woman carrying her bag?
Oh no.
With advantage.
With
With
advantage?
advantage, yep.
That
Damn
was
it.
a natural one. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Safira slips and then does a barrel roll, pops right back up on her feet, and moves a little quickly. So you get around to that back side of the Broken Crown, and you search along the foundation until you see, once again, that sort of metal pipe that looks like it leads kind of further into the foundation there.
Okay, so if you can just go into this pipe.
Ed tries to reach for the food
I'm
in the other
gonna give
hand.
it another little treat. If you go into the pipe, there's a room, and there should be lots of sparkly things in it. I just want to tell you to tell me if you see something green that looks like a crystal. Do you know what that is? Something green?
Green, I know, green.
It's green and it's kind of like, and I kind of try to like show it with my hands a little bit. Can I kind of try to?
Rat-sized.
Rat-sized, yes. Okay, and so you go in, you look around, tell me what you see, and you come out and you get all the food.
And it's sort of it's on the edge of your hand, and it's trying to like get off the edge because it wants to go.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You lay it down, and it immediately kind of, and you can hear it kind of little footsteps moving through the pipe.
Worked.
A little bit of time passes. Sort of wait. Listen. You can hear little footsteps moving through the pipe, and he comes back out.
Small room. Holes in the walls. Holes in the walls. Glass over the holes in the walls. Left side of the room as you come out of the pipe. Green. Shining green.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna hand him like as much of the
And
food.
it starts to kind of gather
Yeah,
it.
and it's pouching it.
Yeah, he takes a bunch of them, sort of sing.
And I'm gonna like, thank you so much. I'm gonna leave him with the little rations.
You do so.
And then I'm gonna kind of like, I wanna try to pick this thing up.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
just sure
We
it's.
can say that you pick it up.
I'll pick it up and it's now I have to roll to see if it comes back. I think.
Oh, to see if it breaks?
Yeah, to see if it
yeah.
breaks.
What's the, I think it has
not
a
a
thing on.
one.
Yeah, I think it's a red
um,
text on there.
After using the gizmo rolled 1d6 on a 1, the gizmo breaks and must be repaired.
Yeah, so it doesn't fall apart, but it just can't be used again until you get it fixed.
Not a one.
6.
Great.
With authority.
It springs back. It emits twice the smell. No. So you pick it back up, and once again you kind of just turn the.
He
dial
said
back.
on the left corner, right?
So he said when he went up through the pipe,
he
it was
went up
on
through
the
the
left
pipe, it was on the
wall.
left side.
Yep.
Okay.
So you don't know where the stairs are, but from where he came up through the pipe, he said it was on the left wall.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to find Orba.
Okay, was there anything you guys were doing during that time, or were you just kind of waiting for Safira to...
Michael Kritz just rated us with 16 viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome to...
Sorry, you just missed the rap.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again.
Do it again. Do it right now. Do it again.
I mean, now that works, Safira's gonna do it all the time, so
yeah.
stick around.
Oh yeah, don't worry. You'll see so many more things that won't know how to do
Positive
that.
She's like,
reinforcement.
yeah, but what if...
Yeah.
I talk about rap.
Oh, you should. I'm not gonna put it in
Oh
your
no.
head. Never mind. Nope,
Oh
it's
no.
fine. Nope.
How long can you
You
still
weren't
talk
there,
to
you
animals
don't
for?
10 minutes.
That's pretty good.
I mean, that probably took 5, 6
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Start running
Never
around.
mind. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Which one of us is most likely to be able to be gotten out of jail if this goes badly?
I think you know the answer to that, and it makes me mad you're not just saying it.
I think it's you, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Could have just said it.
Well, or the reason I said otherwise is if, with all due respect, you're the mission, and it's our job to protect you.
So you want me to go to jail?
No. What I was going to say is, though, in all likelihood, Cliff would bail you out of jail before he bailed me out of jail. There is a chance that if one of us goes to jail for this, they're not getting out.
I hate that you're making sense. I don't see.
And you can't be locked away in jail.
I mean, I could. I don't know how much Cliff likes me. I'm
Well,
important.
No, I mean, sort of from a greater good standpoint, you can't be locked away in jail.
Because of my relationship with Cliff?
No,
Is that what
because
you
of the thing that we're protecting you for.
mean? What?
We're protecting you for some reason
Yeah.
that I assume has to do with.
Yeah.
You've told me.
Yeah. So why am I going to jail?
I'm saying you shouldn't. I'm saying I should be the one.
Oh.
In case something goes wrong, you need to be free.
Oh. Okay. I didn't follow that. Sorry. I don't know. We might just both go to jail.
I think I should be the one to try and break it. And you should feign ignorance.
Are you
can
going to? Are you going to like make it look like an accident? or
Yes,
are you
I'll
going
trip
to...
and fall or something, or I'll. Something.
Okay. If that's possible, if it's possible.
It's just if. I don't know what the sort of legal system is here, but there's a chance that the person can't be broken out.
Sure. There is still also a chance, I'm not going to lie, that I could crush it with my mage hand or crack it with my mage
You
hand.
think?
I don't know.
But you have to use. I've seen you use that spell before. You have to speak.
Yes, but
And
that's
we're
it.
going to be right next to Lieutenant Colonel Warder. Lieutenant Colonel Warber.
Right, but I don't know how big the room is. Let's
All right.
let's see if Safira had any luck.
All right.
Wait a little bit
asked
longer,
some
and
more questions.
Safira, big smile on her face, coming from the direction of the broken crown.
Oh, that was surprisingly successful, actually. So, had a little rat buddy run into the pipe. He said, small room, there are lots of holes, and they're covered with glass, apparently, so...
Why are you smiling then?
No, that's not it. I'm not done. I'm not done. That's
She's
very
like, I'm not
That's
smiling.
very descriptive. That's very descriptive for a rat. Thank you very much. And he said that if from the pipe, the green crystal is on the left side of the room by the pillar.
So it's behind glass and has a bell attached to it? That's terrible.
Yeah, but I imagine at least now you know what part of the room it's in. So if you need to wreck a part of the room, that's the part of the room to wreck.
That's true. So if
That's
it's
at least a little bit helpful.
so if it's to
It's extremely helpful. This is bad news.
so wait, so if it's
It
to
was
the left
bad news all
side
around anyway.
of where the pipe comes in through the water. Do we know where the pipe enters in relation to the room?
We know where the door is to the basement, but we don't know if it's a spiral staircase,
Right.
if it's a zigzagging staircase.
Okay. But we know it's in a corner.
You know that just from the orientation of the building, the staircase, the door for the room of safe deposit theoretically, if it went straight down, the back of the building would be straight ahead, so on opposite walls. So unless but if the staircase turns, obviously that. But if the staircase goes straight, the opposite wall would have the pipe bomb.
So that would mean that it would be on our right.
Coming from down the staircase, yes.
So we just
That's
kind of have
assuming
to-
the staircase doesn't turn. But if it doesn't turn, it would be on the right hand side.
So we just have to kind of keep ourselves oriented, I guess. Okay. So
And Safira can't be involved because she needs to go.
Right.
She needs to lead the sort of charge tomorrow.
Well, not just
On the Broken
not just
Crown
that, but also
outpost.
because it doesn't make sense. I wasn't with you guys when you arranged this whole deal. I doubt they'd let a stranger in.
I believe we should keep this as.
I agree.
And even,
And also, if you both get arrested, there has to be someone to bail you out.
okay, so I think two
How thick is the
possibilities.
glass? What if it's a magical glass that can't be broken?
Well,
is
that
also-
hasn't come up in any of the
We should ask that
security
very.
measures.
As soon as we see it, we should say, "Is that
That's
before we
suspicious.
place our,
before you
our
break
mask
it.
in it?"
Before you break it immediately.
Shit.
I mean, come on.
Okay.
Fucking Goliath.
Okay. Let's
know
not.
what?
It's not his fault. Let's see.
Oh, like you haven't gotten us into sticky
Not like this.
Okay,
situations.
hold
Oh,
on.
please.
Stop. This isn't getting us anywhere. So, accident? Probably not. If there's holes in walls, how are you possibly going to be able to accidentally knock something over?
I can use my affliction. I can. You've seen me when I.
Yes, but what do you mean?
What if
What do
I
you
make
mean by
myself
that?
look sick and collapse into a?
Can you do that and recover by tomorrow?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Okay, but that's assuming one, you
can-
can break it by just leaning on a wall. It's within range of you to. If it's way up high, that makes no sense. If it's, I mean. Okay,
It's a small room, so you can't cast Mage Hand.
unless bird machine. I wind up the bird machine.
Right,
What would
and
the circumstances be for you winding up a bird machine?
I would be pre-wound, like it would be like in my hand or something. Like I would hold it tight. You used one, right?
presumably,
So you wind it up.
Would it make
hold it.
sense, just like mechanically, for this thing if you wound it up to hold the thing?
If you held the pin, it would stop it.
It would stop it from-
Yes,
okay.
It wouldn't start moving.
I suppose what you could do is have it wound, hold it in your hand, in your cloak or in your bag. If it's, if they don't check your pockets before you come in, which I'm not sure they won't.
I don't think they. I can't imagine they would, because I'm depositing something anyways. I'm going to be carrying stuff.
I suppose I wouldn't let people have pockets if they were coming into a room like that, but that's just me.
Well, you're smarter than most people.
I don't know if that's true.
So it would, if
It
maybe
would at
you-
least
if you're
distract the
sneakier-
sound. I mean, if there's a sound of a bird cawing and the bell, then perhaps at least.
Is that not
know
suspicious?
where
Then you'll
it's
find
coming
it. You'll
from.
go, oh, look at this. This thing was released in here.
And that half elf bought it the other day at this, market
didn't-
not far from here.
Yes, that's sort of what I mean. Is
No, sure. I mean, but our fingerprints are going to be all over this.
We're never
regardless.
going to have a perfect plan.
The only way we get away with it in any capacity is by switching the crystal out, which I think is probably more dangerous.
Well, no, there's glass in front of it.
Well, it's not just that. There's a hole. Did the rat say that there are holes in the top,
Holes in the top.
or am I completely
Holes in the
imagining this?
walls.
Holes in the walls.
Holes in the walls, but they didn't say. Oh, okay.
It's like front-facing holes, I assume. Glass.
He did not say front facing, but the rat was in specific
didn't
as to the kinds of
Picturing it
holes.
like Minecraft when you put like a thing in the window and then there's things around it.
They have to be able to access these objects. So I imagine.
But with what amount of ease?
I mean,
Could take a full minute to take something out of that case. They're never in a rush to do it.
I suppose.
Well, while they're thinking for a moment, Graven, you get back to the bridge and you don't see them right away. Are you heading anywhere else? Because you get to, once again, just about here, that north end of the bridge where you split, and you don't immediately see the three of them.
I mean, the way we split, they were saying they might end up trying this right now if Orba was there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go.
Okay.
around
Give me an
and try-
investigation check with advantage as you look for them.
Investigation.
7.
Oh, advantage?
Yeah.
17.
17. So you kind of you aren't quite sure exactly where you're going, but you circle around that one building, and then you find your way where you can see the broken crown. You know, at least the outline of it in the dark, and you see 3 figures kind of near to the river's side. There's still enough distance between the broken crown and them that it doesn't look like they're chatting right outside the door, but you can clearly see that it's them.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So you guys see Graven start to approach there as well.
What the hell are you doing here?
No time to explain. Take this. And
What
I'm
is
gonna hand
that?
it to Orba. This will decharge the sending stone as long as you are within a certain 20, 30 feet of
What?
it. I'm going to the deck. I'll see you there.
I'm gonna kind of make sure his hood is tucked up like over his head as he's going.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
And go.
Should probably ask him about where he got that, but not now.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do with this.
Well, that's good news, isn't it? Doesn't that mean that they can't set off the ether's set off by the pedal, right?
Correct.
That was the alarm system, wasn't it? So didn't we just
No.
effectively turn off the alarm?
It's not technically an alarm system. The sending stone starts when somebody opens the door, and then people are able to monitor what's happening in the room. Those
So, but
people
doesn't
then
that-
alert others. But if we're going in with Warber,
Then all it takes is just Warber can't be close enough to that pedal.
what?
I mean, Warber's the only one who can
But
set off that pedal.
nobody's
There's no
going
one...
to report us for being in the room when
with
Warber's
Warber.
escorting us.
No, but what I'm saying is Warber will hear a bell. When you try to break the crystal, Warber's going to hear the bell.
You think you
But
have 2
there's-
different security systems. The sending stone is not in, or has nothing to do with the bell.
The door opening.
No, I know, but I thought the sending stone, when you hear the sending stone was like what told the guy that something was going wrong in the room, who then came in and was like, "Oh, we're nuking this place." That's not how it works.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know who who can hear the sending stone or what they do when they hear something suspicious.
Okay.
Presumably, sort of the way it was described, the sending stone is more of a deterrent for a break-in, because if someone broke in the night, whoever has the other end of the sending stone is like, oh, someone just went in and no one's supposed to be in there. So
Right.
But the doors are locked, I assume, and
sure, yeah.
fucking
Yes, by normal locks.
Sylvia and Elwood are sitting around outside.
I mean, it's
I
at
mean, you can
least
just go kill them right now.
what's good is at least we know that we're not being watched by
Graven's like, I
others.
forgot to
At
tell them to
least
kill
it would
them.
be, you know, at least Warber wouldn't have immediate backup, presumably, right? I mean, other than the 2 people that are sitting outside.
All right. Do you think there's a way we could break in tonight if Warber's not there with that?
Are we able to pick locks? I've never tried.
I have a sort of rudimentary knowledge of it. I assume lockpicks
So-
are sleight of hand.
I mean, I would say Erland has some rudimentary experience.
You got to
picking
choose what
locks,
you're going to
but
do
not
first, though.
certainly
course.
no kind
You
of
have to choose if you're going to
expertise.
try to break in first, or if you're going to try to have him let you in first, and then if you can't break the crystal for whatever reason, you break in later. Because this allows us now to break in.
Holy
presumably.
shit, are we just breaking into this
If
place?
Warber's not there, can you can create sounds coming from a distance, right?
Yeah,
Can you make the sound of a crocodile?
I would have to be making it.
Can you make the sound of a crocodile?
Like a big bellow, yeah.
Did that sound like a crocodile? That was my best shot.
It's
wasn't
like a
bad.
deep, like that kind of thing.
Oh, that sounded pretty good.
No, you can't do that.
I
mean,
can't
I
do
could
it louder
try.
than that. That's as much as I can. I'm gonna hurt my throat.
That's scary.
Sort of sounds like a bellow.
But do you think that's enough to have 2 broken crown people go running for the hills?
They're notably afraid of crocodiles.
Can we make the little lights on their eyes? They've got those little reflective eyes.
Well, Jesus, you can talk to animals. Can't you just get a crocodile to appear?
What am I gonna do? Come here, buddy. I mean,
There's no guys. No. Or we could knock them out. Put our hoods up and knock them out.
I don't think
Don't
violence.
kill them.
No,
knock them out.
that's not what I mean. I mean that I think that you're going to get in more trouble for assaulting an officer of the
The
Broken
sending
Crown
stone's
than
not
you will
working.
get for just breaking
They
in
can't
somewhere.
call for help. The sending stone's not working.
Exactly. So break them
Actually, kind
quietly.
of agreeing with Erland here.
They
We
can't
could
call
just
for
knock
help
them
if we
out.
act quickly and quietly with our hoods up, and if anything
Well,
goes wrong, we
they
run.
can't see your faces. You got to make sure they can't see who you are.
Yes,
If you're going to
it's
knock
dark.
them out.
You can blow out the lights. Blow out the lights.
I can't blow them. I can make them flicker.
So hang
make
on,
'em
hang
flick?
on. Do you not want to try to let him have you go into the room first and then break in?
If Orba's not there, we try it tonight.
No, what you can do is you can scope out the room, which was what your plan was anyway, to go in with Warba.
If he's
and then
here,
There's
when,
no time. If Warba's not
if he's
here,
not
we do
here,
it
then
this
we
way.
break in. But if he is here
Then we
and he
go
lets
in.
us in, then you go in first, then you wait for him to leave, and then you break in after.
Okay, but how do we find out if Warber's here or not? We can't just like
Just knock on the
We
door
go
and
in,
ask.
and if he
and
lets
ask,
us in,
hey, is Warber here? And then do a U-turn and come back in and be
No,
like,
then-
I'm fucking you up?
Leave, disguise yourselves and your faces, whatever. You might actually be able to disguise yourself.
that's
maybe
actually
not.
true.
I'm pretty
Maybe not
exhausted
now
for this evening,
so
actually.
maybe not tonight. But you can certainly wrap stuff around your face. Make sure people can't see who you are. No identifying features. Tuck your tail between your legs.
Give me a sort of outer tunic, perhaps. Do you have a cloak of any sort?
I mean, yes, okay, but are we doing this?
Yes.
Before I start getting undressed in the middle of
Make
this
sure.
fucking
No, we have to
Find
first
out
of
if
all, we have to
Warber's
find
there
out if
first.
Warber's there.
And if
so
he is,
don't
we
do
just-
anything to make yourself look like a fucking burglar
Shit,
while
we
you're
both
gonna
need
go
to
knock on
in
the
if
door.
Warber's there. We need to go in. We need to go in and ask if Warber's there. And if he's not there, then
Yeah.
we leave and then we come back in, somehow get the lights out, and do it there. We'll knock them out.
Okay.
Okay, see if Warber's there first. If you can get in and do it while he's there, then you
Erland's
can do
gonna
that.
take off Safira's cloak and give it to her.
I'm gonna take it. Do you want this back?
No,
Okay.
just keep that. If Warber's not there, I'll come back out.
What are we doing? We're seeing if
Give
Warber's
him
there.
give some your identical. Do you have something to hide yourself with?
Yes, but I thought we were going to see if Warber is there first.
We are, but that's the only distinguishing piece of clothing I have.
But why
so
do
I'm
you-
taking it off now, so that when I go in and speak to the two guards, I can come back out, put on a different change of clothes, so they won't know it wasn't the guy who they spoke to.
Got it. Or you could just leave your clothing on and then take it off.
Take it off.
No, I don't have a hood. My hood is on Safira's
Fuck's
cloak.
sake. The plan is to go and see if Warber's in.
Yes. So
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
All right.
just go.
I'm gonna back off and I'm gonna try to find can I find a secluded place where I can look like I've got business or something? Like,
Sure, give me an investigation check. Give me an investigation check. Squatting by the river. Hey, don't shit in all river. Talk to Emma Pasternak.
11.
11. I mean, it's dark around here, especially like heading back toward the direction of the Ember Belly Soup Kitchen. It's out of the way. It's dark
Okay.
there. You could certainly mill about there without being noticed. So you start
Alright.
in that direction. We're gonna go over and follow Graven in the direction of all hands on deck. So you start to follow along the south side of the river there, making your way back toward the tavern that you're well acquainted with at this time. But before you get there, the closer you get to all hands on deck, the more people you see. I mean, you know that all hours of the night, this place is pretty packed. People sort of either heading to the tavern still or walking away, heading back home after sort of a night of drinking. Some people stumbling. A number of drunk people, some of them kind of arm in arm, some of them singing kind of a tune together as they pass along. And then you see one person that's also stumbling, maybe even a little more, like pretty well into a few drinks. And he's alone. And he kind of has the general trappings of the purple and black of the Broken Crown. And you see the familiar face of Mr. Ken Reggie, the supervisor at the Broken Crown, who you've seen working the day shift there. And he's got a mug in his hand, and he's stumbling his way kind of down the walkway. And he sort of talks to people as he passes them. He sort of seems to be in a bad mood, sort of shouting out to people who, some of them regard him, some of them don't. He's sort of, if it wasn't for the BC, we'd all still have the Emperor breathing down our necks. These Northerners are too stubborn to see it. They think they could have outlasted Emperor Pachacamic on their own. Well, they're stupid. They're stupid to think that. So he's kind of like ranting, drunk, rumbling, raving as he moves along. And as he's walking, he kind of gets to a point where he sees you and you're sort of a larger figure. And he doesn't necessarily see your face, but he sees you and immediately starts to sort of head in your direction. And there's some blathering morons that yearn for the olden days. And now he's like close to you, even kind of puts a hand on your chest for a moment and then stumbles backward a little bit. Country's all broken up, they say.
Well, that's a good thing, you idiot. Idiot.
And he's like saying that into your face, even though he's not totally talking about you.
Independence, freedom. But no, they want to go and stitch the country back together.
Who's they?
No one in particular.
If you're not a northerner, where are you from?
I'm from McMill originally.
Go clean yourself up. And I'm gonna keep walking.
You kind of push past him a little bit.
Everyone in this whole stinking town thinks everyone who works for the BC must be an asshole. So if I'm gonna get treated like an asshole, may as well just be an asshole.
And you hear, that's the last thing you kind of hear as he moves further along the river there, mumbling to himself.
You're sad.
All right.
And you get to the exterior of all hands on deck. Once again, people on the outside, people on the inside. Still, I mean, it's not as crowded as it was when you left, but still, certainly.
Seen any raggedy people on the outside?
Give me a investigation check. Raggedy people meaning some of the destitute people who were sent to follow? Sure.
Yeah. 17.
17. You don't see any here.
Okay.
Out here on the street. You haven't gone inside yet.
Yeah. And it still sounds pretty raucous, like there's...
Yeah,
inside.
again, it's not jam-packed the way it was when you left, but still a healthy crowd inside, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna... knowing exactly where the door goes to where it comes in and to the stairs, I'm gonna try to come in and immediately take a quick look to see if I see myself in there still.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so sort of shrouded in a hood, you sort of get to the door. You're sort of moving past a couple people who kind of give you a little drunken salute, and you push your way in. And the sound once again fills the area. The late night crowd at the deck, kind of rowdy. It's a little boisterous mood in here. There's a spirited group of patrons who seem engaged in a sort of an arm wrestling sort of tournament in the back. There's a few people matching strengths in the back. You see that Hatchet's table has a small crowd around it as people look to get a mic crawl fix for the evening. And there's a game of cards where you're not sure if it's some variant of strip poker or if someone just overextended on a bet. There's kind of one man sitting miserably wearing only his undergarments, and he doesn't even have shoes. His like bare feet are on the sticky ale-covered floor that he kind of picks them up and it sticks to the floor a little bit. Seems to be in a terrible mood as he might have lost a number of bets. And the bar area is a little less hectic. You see Brick, the bartender, who's taken a break from pouring ales, and he's got a little handful of seeds that he's slowly feeding to his raven, who's kind of perched on a little perch there. And give me another investigation check as you look for familiar figures here in the bar.
12.
12. Certainly easy to spot as someone that looks awfully like yourself, who seems to be in the group that's in the back. You seems very engaged in the arm wrestling tournament, sort of like almost like chomping at the bit for her to be her turn, sort of waiting. And there's a couple people sort of locked with their hands on the table, and someone finally, boom, hits the table. And some cheering kind of rings out. So she's with that crowd there in the back.
She's not facing my direction.
Like if you did something to get her attention, she might notice, but
Yeah.
she might not just see you if she wasn't inclined, if there wasn't some reason, impetus to do so.
Right. I'm gonna go up to the bar. To Brick.
Okay, so he's there kind of feeding. The boys are getting the ales if you need one.
Could you have the Goliath arm wrestling meet me in 3B?
Bees me.
Yep. 3E is you.
3E.
Yeah.
In 3E, please. And I'll put a copper on the bar real quick.
He takes the copper and he reaches over and he hands it to one of the younger boys who works some of the casks there. You hear him kind of whisper something. He takes it, and you see him kind of shuffle over, squeezes between a few people.
I'm already going.
Sure. Yeah. And as you just see out of the corner of your eye as you're headed for the stairs, him sort of leaning over, talking to Sigra dressed as you. Great. So you head for the stairs. And are you heading up to your room?
Yes.
Great, you do so. Do so without issue. You get to room 3E. close the door behind you.
Okay.
And you sort of push back the shawl there over your head. And you look at your sort of the ring bound to your finger there, just sort of knowing that you managed to make it out and back in, presumably without someone noticing. A little bit of time passes. Sort of a heavy knock on the door.
Open it.
And give me a perception check as the door swings open.
Perception. 22.
22. As the door swings open, she very quickly comes inside, but you can hear, not see, just like footsteps down the hall as like at least a couple people are following you, but Segra like wherever she went.
Yep.
She comes inside.
Hey, you took every bit of the 3 hours you asked for, eh?
Yes.
I was gonna do like you said and stretch out the gaps between the altar self spells, but you never gave me a room key, you dullard.
My mind is in many places tonight.
Well, in any case, between the second and third hour, I had to use disguise self instead. Took a walk through the dark parts of town, so that's an extra 15 if you don't mind.
All right. I have 5 now. Can you come back for the next 10 in the morning?
Give me a persuasion check.
12.
12.
Look, you seem like you're in the shit, and I don't want to come back, so I'll just take the 5.
Oh, damn. That's nice.
You don't have any time between 8 and 10 tomorrow.
I got a job lined up.
All right. Well, that is generous. And I'll give her 5 gold.
I didn't do too much. Hung around the BC offices for a bit, like you said. I walked along the river toward the short ports, meandered through the streets of Fangle. Spent the first half hour and the last half hour here. People mostly minded their own around me, although near the docks, there was a young lady sort of covered in filth who tried to get my attention. I was using disguise self at that point, so I didn't want to get too close, so I just kind of blew her off and walked in the other direction. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
One other thing,
And as she sort of does that, she is thinking and sort of, you can see her sort of gesturing a little bit with her hand. She drops the disguise like simultaneously as she's talking that. And once again, you see that blue tiefling with the ram horns in front of you.
to kill some time, I jumped in on that arm wrestling tournament going on downstairs. Don't know if you saw that. So if you go back down, they might be expecting you to rejoin them. Of course, you're free to ignore them. Although Hatchet likes to see some friendly competition, and he was putting up a vial of mic roll to the winner. Don't know if that interests you, but it's there if you want it.
Did he regard you in any way? Did he talk to you?
Yeah, he seemed like he fucking hated me.
Sounds right.
Well, I hope that you did what you needed to do. Good luck with it all.
Yes, thank you.
Billy knows how to reach me if you need me. See ya.
Oh my god, this woman's the best.
Oh, she didn't take the big cloak that I had, huh?
Nope. It's cheap. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
it's like a very fine. It was purely to just obscure
Right.
your. Like if you, that would not keep you warm, or like, it's not good. Sort of, it's not a nice cloak. It was pure. It's almost a piece of fabric that was thrown over your head.
I have a useful
Yes,
cloak now.
you have a big piece of cloth. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay.
It just needs like 5 minutes to sit.
All right.
But yeah, just a few minutes to sit.
Graven takes a moment to sort of just unclench a little bit as he sort of wasn't sure where he stood with the spies that are about town. Mm-hmm. And we return to just outside the offices of the Broken Crown, where Erland and Orba approach. Once again, Safira saw this before, kind of one source of dim light sort of pulsing from within. It kind of reaches the windows occasionally. And if you look in through one of the windows, you can see not a face because they're not right up next to it, but at least one shadow that's kind of walking slowly throughout the interior.
Did Warber's office have windows?
Yes.
Do you want to peek in a window?
In Warba's window?
Yeah, maybe he's just there.
He could be elsewhere, though. That
Sure.
would be rather risky.
Okay, let's go.
All right. I'm just gonna
You walk up to the door.
I'm gonna walk up to the door and see if
So
it's
as you
unlocked.
walk up to the door, with the first time or the last time you were here, you do remember that it kind of hung slightly ajar, just kind of like in a neutral state because it's open to the public, the door. But now it seems fully closed, and it seems like there's one of those like sliding peepholes that kind of opens up, and it's closed there, but you didn't necessarily notice it before. But now that the door is fully closed, maybe that's a way for them to kind of talk to you through the door without opening it up fully. So.
Should only one of us approach at first, just to ask if Orba's there?
Let's have us just be both.
All right. So I'm gonna try the door first.
It's locked.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a knock, like a medium well.
Sure. Medium well. God, I don't know how hard that is. And you hear some footsteps, boots on the inside, and you hear, and the little thing slides open. You see a pair of eyes. It's not Warber, someone you don't recognize. Kind of slides the thing open.
BC offices are closed until morning.
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel Warber was perhaps expecting us this evening or tomorrow morning. He said to check if he was still around.
Oh, sure, he's in. Come on inside.
And he closes it. And you can hear the door click.
Okay.
Opens it.
Oh my god.
Come on in.
Thank you.
So, he leads you inside. And as you look around the interior, not much has changed around the inside other than it being much more dimly lit. And everyone other than this person, and there's someone seated both in sort of light armor, kind of a metal breastplate, but not like a full suit of armor that both of them have. They seem to be, guards. One of them seated at one of the tables, and the other one is leading you in. And he leads you, he doesn't kind of look back, he leads you right in the direction of that back door that was to Warber's office.
Okay.
How can Orba put her hands in her bag and kind of just start winding up the bird to see if it's loud? Like, does the winding nature pretty loud?
It is not loud. It does make it's not silent. It makes a little ticking noise.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And he's expecting it. Does it seem like his body language is leading us to that door,
Yeah,
or
it
can
seems
we
like he's headed
stand
straight.
where we were standing prior?
He motioned, but he
Okay.
is headed straight to that door. Are you stopping? Are you following?
Erland's following.
Okay.
Okay, I get. Orba's gonna stop.
Okay.
Orba's gonna
You
stop where we were.
He's not facing you, so he just keeps walking.
Yeah, Orba's gonna stop where she naturally stopped.
Yeah,
when she
at
was
the
first there.
civilian inquiries desk.
Yeah, she'll just stop
right near
there
the front
and
desk.
she's gonna start twisting.
Okay.
I'm walking with the guy.
Give me a stealth check with advantage. No one's looking, but the guard that's seated is kind of going over some notes or something. They're not looking at you, but they're not facing away from you either.
Okay, stealth with advantage.
Yeah.
Well, the first one was a natural 1. 11.
11.
Excuse me, miss.
Yeah.
Are you with them?
Yes.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. I'll start
She
walking.
sort of looks at you. Do you still have your hand in your pocket or something?
I'm gonna take one out, but I have to hold the bird, I'm imagining.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say you only got one wind in when she said something.
Does that mean if I let go, it won't?
I don't think you know the answer to that.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna keep my hand in my bag,
Okay.
holding it, and I'm gonna take out my mask. I'm
Okay.
gonna have that ready to go. Deposit.
Oh my god.
Get to the door.
Warber, they're here. He's coming.
Thank you.
Walks away. So sorry, you guys. He kind of takes a spot. He sort of walks back toward the front door, and he's not guarding the door, but he takes just kind of a casual post. He's kind of looking out the window, and you hear a chair that kind of skids across the floor. Someone gets up.
Box, yeah.
And someone moves over to the door. You hear it unlock. And you see the face of Warber. He's sort of sunken eyes. He may have had an early morning, and you know that he usually sort of retires around 11, but that he's stayed up late here to possibly receive you, knowing that you might be coming back.
Sorry to perhaps wake you. It took a little longer than we expected.
No. Just long days.
But some good news. We were...
I'll put my mask away and with one hand.
Are you doing this all with one hand while you hold the other one?
Well, I guess, can I so my hand is in my bag holding something, but can I use my forearm to hold open the bag,
Yep.
as if I'm trying to dig into
Yep.
it?
Just
Yeah.
each time you need to use that hand and have to fake it, it might get progressively more obvious that something's happening. Right now, he doesn't seem to clock it because you have it in your bag. You just kind of push it open and grab. But if you were to keep doing stuff and keep your hand in your bag, that's going to progressively get sort of more strange that you're doing that.
Okay,
But
copy
for
that.
now, for now, you reach into the bag and you produce the lockbox. And he grabs it quickly, and he sees that the lock is kind of unbroken. This is excellent. You've done the Broken Crown, and me personally, great service.
Some other good news. There were some broken other boxes. I was able to get. I'll pull out 25 gold. We found this sort of washed up on the rocks.
That's excellent. Still a lot missing, I suppose, but
Pulling
it's
out
not
the
nothing.
sealing wax and the silk rope as well. Are these of use to you as well?
You know, they were all supplies, so it doesn't hurt to have any bit of it.
So I'll give them of that what I had.
That's excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You may want to warn your men as they travel through that area. We encountered harpies. We believe that was the cause of the initial crash.
Fucking harpers.
They're a regular burden to you, or?
What do you consider regular, I guess? They are a coastal burden to many.
We were able to sort of dispatch of 4 of them, but there's perhaps a nest. 3, sorry. Combat. There was perhaps a nest nearby, so the threat may not be entire. We didn't exactly, look around the mountains to find if there were more.
exhaustive.
Yes.
Correct, yes, we were in and out.
I'll make a note of it. I might put out a contract for someone to go find the nest, maybe. Put a stop to it. That's good information. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, unless you need to do it at another time, I think we can go ahead right now down to the room of safe deposit, get these items put away. What do you think?
Great.
Sure.
Fantastic, yes.
Okay. Normally, and he kind of walks over to one of the desks, opens one of the drawers, and he takes out kind of a stack of papers. Normally, someone else would take care of the clerical work, but it's just us and the night watch, so I'll just do it myself. The fee is 10% of the estimated value per week, minimum of 7 days, so that has to be paid up front.
Okay, hold on a moment here.
It was on a piece of paper that he gave you.
Yeah.
okay.
I was looking at my notes first, sorry.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Cost this party so much money.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right, well,
Hundreds.
I believe it was an estimated value of 525.
All right, so 5 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper. Or, what was it? I lost my mind.
525 gold.
520, so 52 gold. It's 10%.
Yeah.
52 gold,
Yeah.
5 silver.
Knowing Orba has her fucking hand on this goddamn thing. Erland, do you have that on your person
Yes, of
by any
course.
chance?
Kind of getting that. Something's up. What's
Yeah.
50 gold? How much?
52 gold, 5 silver, is that what it
Yes.
was? Yeah, 52 gold, 5 silver.
Sorry. Bleeding you dry.
Bleeding you dry.
So much gold.
Hundreds.
All right, so I'll sort of reach in my bag and
Thank you. And he sort of just makes a note that the payment has been made properly.
and I think 1 week is fine for the moment.
Excellent. You can always take it out after that, so it's fine. Or before that, it's just a minimum of what
I
I
see,
pay.
yes,
So you
yes.
can
Oh,
retrieve
I
the
see.
item.
Understood.
Yes. All right, shall we?
We shall.
All right. And Warber starts to move across the station. You follow him. You get kind of a polite nod from the watch that's there. They seem to be in a relatively good mood. I mean, they probably just, woke up fairly recently if they have the kind of overnight shift. And you guys move toward that large padded locked door. Yep.
With footsteps on these goddamn cobblestones, can I...
It's not stone, it's wood.
Okay, can I finish winding up this goddamn thing if I'm in the back?
Perhaps. The footsteps are making noise. It would cover some of the sound. I'm not saying that... I'm not saying it would be impossible for someone to hear it, but possibly.
Okay, so yeah, as Orba's following, she's gonna have both her hands in her bag, trying to wind up this thing, but also she's gonna be talking. She's going to be talking to Orba. Okay. What?
What do you say? It's not a long walk, so what do you say?
Got it, okay. Whining. So yeah, there were 3 harpies, and if you ever want to let your men know that we were trying to, shove things in our ears, and...
Oh, yes, I was able to shove
That's a good idea.
sort of cloth. There's not much mud, but perhaps something like that if they...
Yes, do you have any other tools you would recommend? Because we might run into these things again.
We used to have these leather-lined skull caps with these sort of ear, and you'd tie them tight to your head, and would keep the leather tight against your ears.
Why did you stop using them?
Oh no, I just haven't been out doing field work in some
Oh,
time.
so the carriage drivers don't typically wear something like that.
Well, we haven't had harpy problems in a while, so maybe in the future I will have them wear those.
All right.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage.
Fucking
Come on.
fuck, I hate this so much, you guys. That's a second natural one, and then a 9.
9 total.
Yeah.
There's a little lull in the conversation, and as you're walking by that desk that has the person who is seated, the other guard.
Oh, I
sort
was
of-
picturing this at the staircase, but okay, never mind. Yeah. I guess we haven't
the whole
opened the door
conversation was
yet.
happening as you were walking.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
You weren't stopped in front of the staircase.
Okay.
And she just kind of sees your hand in your bag that's moving a little bit. Sort of, just, the item. You have it?
Oh, yeah. Orba's gonna reach into her bag. She's gonna sift for it for a second while she's figuring out what she's gonna do next. Can she, because the mask is concave, get the stupid... How big is this fucking thing? This little gizmo? Oh, it's huge! And how big is my mask? Is it a full face?
Yeah, it's a full face mask.
With how many holes? 2 eyes and a mouth?
You have a picture of it, don't you? I think it's just
think
eye
it doesn't
holes.
have a
I don't even
mouth.
think it has a
Yeah.
mouth hole. I think
You
it just
probably
has 2
conceal
eye
it
holes.
in the mouth hole.
No mouth.
Yeah, it's just 2
Okay.
eye holes.
She's gonna quickly hold up the bird to the mask and see if you can see through. If she keeps it chin up, can you see the item through the eyes?
I mean, it's difficult. Might be difficult to. That's hard for you to evaluate
Right.
on the fly.
Okay,
like that.
so she's gonna scoop it into the fucking mask and take out the mask, but hold it.
Give
so
me a
it's
sleight of
facing-
hand check.
Oh,
God damn it!
Oh my
the
god.
number
Get
of rolls you're
this
doing and we're not even
out
in the
of, out
room
of my
yet.
sight. 2 natural ones. Get out of here.
It's gone. It's gone forever.
This is terrifying.
What was it?
Sleight of hand check.
16.
16. Orba reaches in and, like she's done it 1,000 times before, just kind of presents the mask sort of up, or her sort of wrist resting on the blade of her other hand, so the mask is sort of protruding
Oh
up.
my
And she's
god.
sort of-
Pretty, right?
It's nice.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh my
Sorry,
god.
Lieutenant Colonel. I'm supposed to tell people they're not supposed to bring anything unusual downstairs other than the items.
Oh, of course. Totally fine.
Carry on.
Thank you.
Goes back to her. All right, we done here?
Yes,
Of course,
please, lead
yes.
the way.
All right.
Did it seem like I had gotten it
Do you seem like you got what?
all the way wound?
Wound? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now let go.
He reaches out with both hands, kind of widens his stance a little bit, and he pulls at this large metal handle. And it's obvious that the door has some pretty good heft
Oh
to it.
no.
And rather than on like a hinge, like a standard door, it rotates at the center, as if there was like a hole through the center, and it rotates almost like a revolving door. So it rotates in the middle. And it leaves an opening on either side. So he pulls it open, so it's like perpendicular with now the door frame. So there's an opening kind of on either side of this large, heavy door after he unlocks the locks. And immediately, he starts to walk in and descend. He kind of motions forward. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he unlock anything or?
Yeah, he unlocked locks on
Okay.
the outside. Sorry, that happened
How many
quickly.
locks?
I think 17.
3 locks.
Okay.
Puts his fingerprint on it.
Yeah. He rolls a percentile die like 7 times, and he's like, oh, finally. Got it.
He leans in and he goes, Lieutenant Colonel Warber.
It never works the first time.
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
Face ID. Never works. So he starts to descend the staircase. You guys follow?
Yep. We follow.
At the bottom of the staircase, it's not far, and the staircase does not turn. It's a straight staircase down. You pass by, just at the end of the staircase, 2 pillars on your left and right. And you step down into kind of a small, medium-sized open room, maybe 20, 25 feet by 20, 25 feet. It's like slightly rectangular.
Oh, there's no door at the bottom.
There's no door at the bottom. There's only a door at the top of the staircase.
As we pass the pillars, is the pedal obvious that we can see?
Give me a perception check.
7.
7. You know where to look, and even so, it might be small, or it might not be. It might be on the pillar, but not on the side as you're passing by. Like it could be on the opposite side.
Up the dice. That one's okay. That's all right.
So you don't see it as you start to walk down.
Okay, so really quickly, because there's no other door here,
Mm-hmm.
are we seeing the whole room?
Yes. So you get to the bottom. In this open room, it is completely empty in the middle, with the exception of a lectern that has a ledger on it. So there's like a little pillar, flat top, and a ledger on top. Otherwise, the room itself is totally empty. And slotted into the walls on 3 sides of this room are like dozens of cubby holes of different sizes. Some are small, some are very large, different items stored within. You see chunks of gemstone, jewelry, some very ornate weapons, and in this kind of very large cubby hole, you see a crystal-laden set of bagpipes, like a very fancy, as if a bard had sort of stored his his or her very ornate instrument there.
And the pillars are, in the room or before we get into the room?
Like just as you enter the room.
okay.
They're at the bottom of the staircase. They like frame the entrance to this room.
Great.
There's no door, but they frame the sort of entrance there. And each cubby that's set into the stone has a glass frame in front of it. And there's a handle at the bottom, so you can see into them. You can see all of the items inside. And though it doesn't look like the frames are locked in place, each one has a very kind of fine thread that goes right up to the top of the cubby hole, and there's a little bell on top.
Okay, wait,
Inside the interior.
Okay, can you run that by me one more time?
Cubby holes cut into the walls,
Uh-huh.
glass panes sort of in front of the items. So the
Okay.
items are in the cubby hole and there's a glass pane in front.
Right.
And it doesn't look like there's any kind of lock or anything on the glass pane. You can lift it
Oh,
up.
okay, it's on the... Okay,
Yep.
got it.
But there's a little string on the interior of every single one on the inside that goes up to the top of the cubby hole, and there's a little
So
bell.
when you do this, it rings.
So if you pull it, it goes ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
And how deep are some of these, like, smaller ones? Like, is it...
They vary
Right.
in sizes a lot. Some of them are tiny. Some like that have a piece of jewelry are like a foot by a foot, and then the one that has the instrument is very large. There's cubby holes of all
Do
different
the
sizes.
bells differ in size depending on the cubby holes?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, the big ones have.
Dang. Dong.
But yeah, I mean, some of the smaller ones are so small that you couldn't fit like a full size bell. They just have like a little ding, 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 ding bell inside. So you see all these kind of dozens of cubby holes around the room.
Does on the right side, does a green gem?
Both of you can give me perception checks.
Oh my god.
Which one of you has the? You have.
She has it.
No,
The
she
thing that
has
you
it.
bought?
She has
Okay.
it.
Have what? The
You
bird?
have the crystal.
No, the green.
The crystal.
Oh, the crystal.
fake
Yeah,
crystal.
she has. I gave it to her.
And the sending
Perception?
stone thing.
Yep.
Yeah, she has.
22.
10, thank God.
10. As you guys are moving into the room, you're surprised by the number of items. It's like a little dizzying just seeing, because there's like glittering kind of in the light. There's a little bit of lantern light in here, as Warber kind of brought a little lantern that he puts down on the lectern that sort of envelops the room with this kind of hazy, comfortable light. And it's sparkling off of all the items, but Erland's sort of scanning row by row. About shoulder height on the right-hand
my
wall
God.
is 2 smaller cubbies. One of them has a grapefruit-sized kind of yellowish crystal, and one has they're in separate cubbies, and then the other one has a greenish size
Oh my god.
crystal. And as you're immediately look at the crystal and you've seen the fake one, the size comparison is pretty good. Like the crystal that she got is pretty comparable. The crystal in the wall, both of them, are smoother. Yours is kind of a more of a chunk of crystal, and the ones on the inside are not perfect spheres, but definitely smoother. Enough that you think that the owner of these things would absolutely know the difference.
Right.
But if someone who didn't kind of casually glanced over at the wall, you think if they didn't look too closely, it would be a reasonable pass. So that thought just kind of hits you as you see it there on the wall. Orba, you can see Orba's eyes kind of flittering around, and she isn't able to quite locate exactly where the crystal is. But so the two of you are both kind of looking along the wall.
And so there's like no other things on the floor. Like it is a clean
the
room.
floor is completely empty except for that pillar that Warber is walking up to there in the middle. That has a little book on it, a little ledger on it. So he walks up to the middle. When you come back for your item, you'll be required to match a challenge word that you assign when you're allowed down into this room. So I'll explain how it works. Know that in the future, if you fail to produce a correct challenge, you'll be banned from the room of safe deposit for 1 week and subject to additional charges. So, give me a simple one-word challenge. Any one word, something not a proper noun.
Oh, bugbear.
Bugbear, perfect. Now I'm going, and he starts to write down in the ledger. I'm going to write down hourglass and bugbear. So when you come back down here, if I say hourglass, you have to say bugbear.
Okay.
All right, give me another one.
Oh, all right. What about ring?
Ring. Okay. If I say abacus, you say ring. You got that?
I believe so.
Give me one more.
Okay. And will these be in order?
No.
Oh,
I will pick one of them, or whoever's taking you down here will pick one of them randomly, and you have to give the correct challenge word, just so they know
Oh, to prevent a magic user
Yes.
from. I see.
from someone coming in disguised and trying to take your item.
understood.
Give me
Okay.
one more.
Shelter.
Okay. Tankard is my word.
Okay.
All right, let's try it out. If I say abacus, what do you say?
Ring.
If I say hourglass, what do you say?
Bugbear.
And if I say tankard, what do you say?
Shelter.
And if I say tankard again, what do you say?
Shelter.
Good job.
Thought that was a trick question.
Good man, thorough.
If we needed someone to collect the mask for us, could we give them the challenge word? Or do only the holders of the items?
I have a description of both of you.
All right.
And unless you give me prior consent, that person will not be allowed. You would have to come to the offices and say someone is coming to pick up the item.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. Someone can't just show up and use the word.
Excellent.
Okay. So, that's all we need. About how large is your item? Hold it up for me. Sort of hold it now. All right, I think we're going to give you a 2x2 is probably big enough for that.
Yeah, I trust your judgment.
All right, we'll give you 2x2. Got a couple of those, and he sort of points to the far wall there. It's kind of
Yeah.
The right side or the left side?
sort of
Or the back
right-
wall.
The back wall.
Okay.
Yep. So it's against the back wall there. So we're gonna get you a 2x2 there on the back wall.
Is there any... Oh, Orba doesn't know where this crystal is. Never mind.
Any other questions before we place your item inside?
I have to say I'm quite impressed, actually.
I'm glad to hear it. We have an excellent reputation for safety in the room of safe deposit.
Can I walk over to where he pointed out?
You may.
And find one of the empty ones?
Sure. Yeah, there's a few empty ones on this back wall of various sizes, but he motioned.
One of the 2x2
Yeah,
ones?
there's like 3 2x2s kind of in a row against the back wall that he sort of motioned.
So can I like reach up to one and try and like...
As you
open it?
pull it, ding, 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 a little
Okay,
bell
so
on the
what kind of
inside.
material does it feel like as I'm opening it?
What
Like,
kind
is
of
it glass?
Yes.
Is it really thick plastic? Is it magical?
You don't have a way of telling if it's magical.
I don't see any like runes on it or anything like
Nope,
that?
it's like decently thick glass. It's definitely breakable, but it's also not like a super thin sheet of glass.
I like, if I punched it, how easy would that be?
It would break if you punched it.
The glass.
Yeah. The glass is not, the security for this room. The glass is there, again, to sort of function as a way to be able to see the items, but still have the bell to just notify via sound.
So I'm gonna hold it up and sort of say like, and I'll sort of, the glass is just for viewing, it's not for protection then?
Yes, it makes a sound when you open it so that something wrong.
Yeah, just not feeling well, it's alright.
Alright.
Perhaps the battle with the harpies I've gotten a bit rather hard.
Would you like a lower...
No, I'm fine. I think that with some rest I'll be alright.
Alright.
I'm gonna use Breathe Earth.
Okay. Does that have to be touching...
Oh, you might not be able to.
Okay.
That's the one that I've used a few times.
Okay.
It just sort of, I inhale.
Great.
So like as I'm sort of going, I'm gonna use Breathe Earth.
Okay. Erland uses Breathe Earth.
Not. Well, I failed. Now we're closer.
Feels a little bit of the sepsis coursing through
And
his
I'll
veins.
sort of walk back over and
Alright, if everything seems ready, you may
Great.
place the item inside, shall we?
Yes, please follow me.
It's only a couple steps over to the wall.
Yep, so fucking small.
I'm gonna sort of walk over with him just to sort of as
yep.
he does it.
And he opens it, ding, makes a little dingling sound as he opens it.
Is it? Can Orba reach? I'm imagining.
Yeah,
Like
it's up. It's like up at your shoulder. Like for you, it's a little. You're about the same as Erland. Yeah, just like at shoulder height, you're reaching in.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, so I'm not like up on my toes.
No.
All right. So Orba's just gonna like take a second and like let it go, arrange it really nice. Take a moment.
All right.
All right.
Closes the glass. All right. Now, just one moment. If you could stand over by the stairwell, I'm gonna. And he pats the lockbox that he's been carrying. I'm gonna put this in one of the cubbies as well.
Oh, cool. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use Breathe Earth again. Okay. I'm gonna take a big inhale. Wait, actually, can I use it twice?
I don't think you can. I think you have to have attacked.
No. Inhaling the elements amplifies your connection to natural combat powers. As a bonus activation, you can activate Breathe Earth for 30 seconds. You gain the following effects.
So you can use it multiple times. You can only use it once every 6 seconds because you only get one bonus action per round.
Did
So you-
Orba
oh, okay.
milking her time?
Oh yeah, we'll say 6 seconds.
6 seconds?
Pass,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
So
Fail.
Natural 1, baby!
And before he kind of turns all the way to move, are you all right? You don't look so good.
Oh my god.
Is there a medic that would be open at this hour?
Why don't you go ahead and go upstairs?
All right, thank you.
Yeah, can Orba like step in front of Erland in concern? Erland, are you all right?
Is there a medic available this late? I was perhaps... Do hoppies have poison of some sort?
I'm not
That
sure.
I know of.
All right. Is there a medic available?
We have one, but not on call right now. I'd have to go get him.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and go
Yeah,
upstairs?
all right, so I'm going to walk... If there's the lectern in front of me, I'm going to walk past where I know the green crystal is.
Okay.
Has 6 seconds passed with that conversation?
We'll say yes. If you're walking right by the lectern, there's still.
Oh, no,
10,
like, I'm just
15
saying, like,
feet.
I'm walking... I'm going to sort of, like, have my hand... I'm going to sort of just walk within arm's reach of the wall, basically. As
Okay.
I'm sort of, like, slowly.
Okay. So start to walk. Go ahead and do your thing.
I'm gonna
As
walk.
you do so, he stops putting the lockbox into the thing and kind of goes over to you and sort of holds you steady
No,
a little
dude,
bit.
please stop.
All right there. All right, let's get you up. And
How
I'll-
distracted is he on him right now?
He's pretty focused on him, but they're also on that side of the room where the crystal is, on that right side of the room.
Okay.
But his attention is very much on Erland.
And how loud is Erland groaning?
He's making like pained groans. He's not like squealing in pain.
Okay, but as like a magic caster, how quietly do I know I can speak any spell?
You can whisper. I mean, you don't have an unnaturally quiet whisper, but you can whisper like anybody can whisper.
Okay, I would like to be still standing where my mask is. Oh no.
Okay, again, these are all like you're 10 feet less than away from them. It's not that big a room.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
Orba's gonna try to cast Mage Hand.
Where are you casting?
She's gonna
magic?
place it in the cube she's gonna try to locate the crystal.
You gotta give me a perception check there.
Okay. Five.
You don't see it. Fun. So as Warber and Erland are kind of passing along, you're looking at that wall, but they're walking along the wall that you know the crystal is somewhere on that wall because that's what Safira's rat told you, and they're blocking some of the cubes, and you are unable to see exactly where it is. You can't locate it at that moment.
Right.
As I'm walking towards, I'm gonna wait till it's like, call it an arm's length in front of me on the left.
Okay.
So once I get to that point, I'm gonna use Breathe Earth one more time and
Okay.
take a big inhale this time, and that puts me over.
Okay. Go ahead and do the sepsis first.
Okay. I roll a d12 here.
This is terrifying. I hate
Orba, you're not helping.
I'm trying so hard, Erland.
Okay, 11 and 4.
Okay, so this is a homebrew thing. Erland has these sepsis
Oh,
abilities
God, yeah.
where
Holy
he can sort of use extra powers, but he sometimes gets poisoned if he uses them too much. So it sort of affects his appearance and also gives him certain negative effects that he can choose from. What do you choose in between? You can read the ones that you're choosing.
Okay.
Just read the negative
This
effects.
is very interesting. Yeah, there are positive effects. Okay, number 4 has come up a few times, actually. Osteoporosis. Whenever you take damage of a physical type, you take 1 additional damage. In addition, every time you hit an enemy with an unarmed strike, you take 1
Right, so
bludgeoning
it makes your
damage.
bones feel very brittle and frail. So every time you kind of hit with something, it makes you take extra
All
damage.
right, ready for this one?
Yes.
Horrifying hallucinations. You suffer from the frightened condition, and the closest creature to you is your source of fear. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the source of fear. This condition lasts 1 minute or until you are below your sepsis maximum. If there is a tie for closest creature, one is chosen randomly, prioritizing allies if possible. I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm afraid,
You could be afraid of
I could be afraid of Orba.
You don't get a choice. You
No, I would be
do
afraid
it.
of her. Am I able to still like have my facilities of like doing things, or do I have to?
Just be afraid.
What is doing things? You would have disadvantage on any kind of ability check as long as he's within. That's the text. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you tried to physically do something,
How
you
close
have
does he have to
disadvantage.
be?
Right now, he's literally.
No, yeah.
touching
How
you.
close does he have to be for? You have disadvantage on ability checks while the source of fear is within line of sight.
Yes.
So if I close my eyes, that wouldn't.
No, you know where he is. And again, you're not so in tune with like how you can't just close your eyes. Your fear keeps you from because if you're like, oh, if the monster's right there, I'll just close my eyes and
No,
it's
of
not
course,
there.
of course, that makes no sense.
I don't believe in you, Orba. I don't believe.
Warber's not real. Warber's not real.
Okay,
you can't
that's
close
probably gonna fuck things up more. So I'm gonna use osteoporosis.
Okay, great.
And so my skin, like the sepsis, is gonna take in this.
Takes on this very gaunt look.
And
on
I'm
your
gonna
face.
sort of like turn around and grab Warburn. Help me!
grabs you.
Help me! Help! And I'm gonna sort of like and hit myself. And it's like, and I'm gonna hit the wall next to the green thing.
Okay.
Help me! Help me! And I'm gonna hit the glass.
That's where we're gonna take a break. All right, the plan is in motion. It happened in real time there, baby. But we've hit the 8:30, so we're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, we will find out the adventures of Erland, Warber, and Orba in the room of safe deposit.
Great plan. A+ plan. A+.
Thank you guys as always so much for watching.
Oh, wait, I have people to thank.
Please do.
I got it in my phone.
I know that I'm so silly.
I'm so silly subscribed.
I'm so silly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Em.
You're very silly. Legendary Action Alex subscribed for 7 months. Also go check out Legendary Action Official. They're absolutely fantastic role players. We love them very, very much. They have a great Twitch stream. They stream all the time.
Yeah, they have great hair apparently.
Got
Agreed.
him. Got him. Somber777 gifted to Michael Kritz, who rated us. Thank you very much, Michael Kritz. Thank you very much, Somber777.
Thank you,
You have
guys. We
gifted
really appreciate
so many goddamn subs. It's out of control. Not as out of control as Erland, though.
Thank you guys very, very much.
You could
Really-
find the fucking crystal.
Help me! Help me! Help me! Sorry.
Orba's like,
He's literally.
What?
She's like, move your hand.
He's like,
see where it might be.
Do you see it now? The thing I'm punching. Do you see it now?
all right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna pick it right up there and see what happens when we get back. Thank you guys so much. Stick around for the BRB. Has a little recap of last week's episode, and we'll see you on the other side.
Bye. See you soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch, Chapter 90. We are right in the thick of it. We're trying to break into the room of safe deposit and smash a crystal that may just save Graven's life.
It might.
But before that happens,
No.
I'm just kidding. Roll an athletics check. I'm serious.
Damn.
Oh shit!
So Erland puts his hand against the wall, and then he leans over, puts his hand again,
So yeah, I put my hand up against it, and then with the second one, I hit the wall first, and then I'm hitting for the
sort
second
of with
time.
one
I'm-
loud cough, pushes the other hand through.
19.
19. He presses against it and immediately pushes his hand all the way through. The glass breaks. The bell inside, and the glass cuts up your hand. You take
73.
You take 3 piercing damage.
So 4.
Plus another one because of the additional damage. So the glass cuts against your arm and you immediately starts to bleed in the arm and you start to hold it kind of in pain. And Warber sort of envelops you a little bit. He grabs you, God fucking damn! What's wrong with your fucking friend?
Orba's gonna actually just stand shocked.
Did it break? Did it break?
It broke, yep.
The crystal broke?
So he kind of wrestles you down
going
to the ground.
Is the yellow one right next to it?
Yes, the cube is next to it. They're not in the same cube.
Yeah, no, it's right in the other one.
Yep.
Having broken through that one, I'm just like, as if I was in like sort of a mania, I'm like, and I'm gonna flail at the other one.
He's gonna try and wrestle you to the ground.
Great.
Give me an athletics check.
I don't give a shit about this one.
17.
Great, 7.
7. So you go in for another, like, moving your arm around, and he takes you and he
Help me!
to the
Help
ground.
me! Help me!
Hold him down.
Orba's gonna stand shocked.
I'm gonna try and wrestle out of it.
Okay, give me another athletics check.
He broke the crystal. Yeah.
He broke the glass.
Oh, I thought I broke the crystal.
You broke the glass.
Get on the same page. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get out of it.
Oh my god.
3.
3. He holds you down. He lets you go. He pushes you kind of towards the middle of the room, and he starts to army crawl over to the pillar, and he yells up the staircase. We need fucking help in here! And he thunk hits a little pedal at the bottom of the base of the pillar.
As soon as he started crawling, because I assume it takes him a while.
It doesn't take him a while. It takes him a couple seconds.
Okay, as soon as I see him move, I'm getting up and I'm punching in the one with the crystal.
Okay.
And I'm starting to punch the other. No, not Uberti's as well. What's the one on the other side of it?
There's a piece of jewelry in the cup.
Great, I'm punching that one as well.
Give me another athletics check.
Please tell me you break the.
Did I break the crystal with the?
You
first
did.
punch?
It was, yep, it broke
Okay,
immediately
great.
upon hitting.
9 for the second.
9, I mean, it's just a pane of glass. You take just 1 plus 1, so 2, just 1, and then plus the other one for you.
And I'm gonna start yelling, "Help me! Help me!" And I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna clutch my shoulders and throw myself into the lectern in the middle.
Okay, you do so. What are you doing during this time?
Oh shit. I guess I'm gonna run over to Erland now that I've seen
Okay,
that.
and what?
And I like have a handout. Like I think she's just kind of shocked.
Okay, so he pushes the pedal down at the base, and immediately the whole room fills up with this sort of cloudy, almost yellowish smoke.
As soon as I see Orba moving towards me, I'm gonna sort of grab her and whisper, "Run!" And I'm gonna go, "Ah!" and yell and sort of fling myself off
So
her.
after he hits the pedal, he's kind of covering his mouth, and he's trying to run back to you to maybe kind of jump on top of you. I need all 3 of us to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh my god. Shit, son.
Oh my god.
Help me.
Oh wait, that one's been bad.
9.
19.
19. Warbur's coughing, and he moves his way over to Erland, and Erland's eyes kind of fade out of consciousness, and Warber hits you, and the 2 of them go like hurtling towards the back. Both of them go smashing into one of the cases in the back. Both of us take 2 piercing, so 3 piercing for you. They smash, and the 2 of them, sort of eyes fluttering closed, fall onto the floor.
Oh my
Orba's gonna start
Starting to
running
move.
up, like
Give me-
coughing.
Sure, you're doing so. Give me another Constitution saving
on,
throw. You
get
get
her
to the
in.
base of the stairs there.
Fuck, 2!
2. Orba's running, and just she has to take 1 breath.
Oh my god.
And as your eyes are kind of fading out, you look up to the top of the staircase, and one of the guards is like closing the door.
God.
And your eyes
You
close.
guys got it.
We broke the crystal, yeah?
Broke it.
You broke the crystal.
Safira's just outside, like, well, I wonder what's happening in there.
Don't talk to me for a while.
That's fair. Graven, alone in his room, after taking a few moments to himself, sort of sits there, listens to the it's not quiet, but the fading noise of downstairs. Slowly people starting to filter out as it gets later and later into the evening. A little less kind of cheering and revelry heard below. Still occasionally you'll hear kind of a as it sounds like maybe the arm wrestling kind of people are shouting and having an ale and cheering each other on. But otherwise it's very quiet.
All right.
What do you do?
I take off my shield and my mace. And will that big cloak fit into my bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
We'll say
I'll-
it takes up a medium slot.
I'll
for that
bring the
too.
cloak with me, but in my bag, not on. And I'll head downstairs.
As soon as you open the door, you see a couple people just in the hallway, like, again, doing a very bad job hiding it. They know they're there to follow you, but they're not trained in any kind of, tracking or subterfuge. So as people kind of watching you as you move down the hallway, you move down to the lower level. You do so, make your way down the stairs. Once again, you see the people, a lot of the same activity still going on. It looks like the card game has kind of died down, but the arm wrestling and people are still kind of hovering around Hatchet's table as well. A couple people kind of not looking so good that seem like regular My Crawl customers coming for their nightly fix, perhaps.
Is there still the arm wrestling going on?
There is, yeah.
Hate you.
So sorry. I'm gonna go over there.
Okay. You start to walk in that direction, and immediately as you do so, a couple people kind of look over. Hey, it's your turn. What took you so long? Come on.
To use the chamber pod, and I'll go over to him.
Big man takes a big piss. I see how it is.
You're about to see a big piss.
All right, let's have at it. And you immediately you see he's not even that big a guy. It's sort of a tall but skinny human man who looks like he's had a few drinks and is more there for the good time than a real sense of maybe being a good arm wrestler. But he sort of plops his hand on the table. Let's see it. Put your arm down. Okay, we're gonna do a little.
Oh my god.
You're actually just gonna arm wrestle man.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Do a little.
Bald first bald.
Genetic losers. Try to.
Okay, so this
Oh my
little,
God.
I'm doing a modified, simplified version, but this is the arm wrestling game by someone called Whoop-de-Doo on the DM's Guild. I was looking for an arm wrestling mini game, and this one just had a lot of the things I was looking for. So,
Cool.
you start with a token in the middle there. Let's go up to a bigger zoom.
Do you want me to put it here so the stream can read it?
Actually, you know what I should do is do this and like this. There we go. They don't need to read that. The text is too small.
Oh, okay.
They don't need to read. Great. So the way it works, the arms start in the middle. And we'll put a little marker there to indicate kind of where we are.
Okay.
So we're just gonna roll contested strength checks. So it's
Athletics or
just a
straight?
D20 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
And if you, win the modifier, you push it successfully one notch down into the other person's territory.
Okay.
And the way it works is the dice get smaller the more it pushes in one or the other direction. And the idea behind that is your strength modifier matters more rather than the roll the closer you get. So you have a better chance of like pushing them back rather than just the randomness of a D20 roll.
Yeah.
So it's a clever little way to kind of.
Ooh.
Now, the other thing is take 3. I'll give you 3. What is your constitution bonus?
Bone?
Yep, your modifier.
Oh, +3.
Plus 3. I'm gonna give you 3 little white tokens here. Give those to Anthony.
Okay.
Are those my extra mustards?
Yes, they are your extra mustards. So you can, after you roll, decide to add up to those, but you can only use it once, 3 times per match. You can only use
Okay.
each one once. So if you're like, if it's a tie or something, you could use one to give a little extra mustard.
And I don't have to do it. I don't have to declare it before.
No, you can
It's
roll
like
first.
after the
Yeah.
roll. Okay.
So the guy that you are fighting against doesn't look quite as strong as you, so he may not have any. But if you were
Less-
fighting someone stronger,
less
you might.
mustard.
So Graven and the man kind of lock arms. Go! Give me a D20 roll plus your strength modifier.
Dirty 20.
12. So immediately right off the bat, Graven pushes a little closer there.
Okay.
So now we're rolling D8s.
D8s, you say?
This is cool. How is she doing this?
And as he's pushing the hand, he's kind of, oh, I can do this. Go ahead and roll.
Still adding the strength
Yep,
modifier.
plus your strength modifier.
6.
7. So, you want to use anything?
Well, what happens at a tie?
It would stay in this middle. So you would need to spend all 3 to do anything.
No, I'd have to spend 2.
What did you roll?
I rolled 6.
Yeah, you
Okay,
would-
and I rolled 7. Yes, so
Yeah.
you can't spending 1 wouldn't do anything. It would just not push it back. You'd
Oh,
stay in the
yeah,
middle.
I'll spend 1.
Just spend 1 to keep it in place.
stay
Yeah,
right
great.
here,
So
yeah.
he seems to kind of be fighting back, but Graven pushes a little bit, keeps it in place. Okay, another D8 roll there. 5.
10.
10, great.
Nice.
Graven puts a little extra on it, manages to push it even closer there. Now we're rolling D6s.
6s.
4. 6. And you smash his hand against the table and go, ah, I knew it, I fucking knew it. And He offers the other hand. Good match. And he gets up out of his seat, and another guy kind of sits down. All right, I'm up next. Let's see what you got.
All right.
Puts his arm on the table. So this guy has a strength modifier of 2, so he's got 2 of his own there.
And I get all 3 back.
Yes, you restart the match. So you have 3
Oh,
three mustards remaining.
Got it.
Okay, start with the D20. 16.
4.
Sort of a huskier man. He kind of puts his weight into it, turns his wrist a little bit, and pushes it in your direction.
Graven has a moment of like, oh,
Oh, this guy's much stronger than the other guy.
try.
D8.
D8.
Yep. 5.
3.
Spending anything?
I don't think, even with, oh no.
You can do 2 to tie or all 3 to push it back the other way.
2 to tie.
2 to tie, great. So he starts to move your hand a little closer to the table, but you stiffen the arm a little bit, push backward. He sort of gives you a nod. Another D8 roll, yep.
6.
5. He's gonna spend 2. So you can spend 1 and match him.
To tie. I'll do it.
Okay.
The big
So once again, now you start to push back the other.
Indeed.
So now neither have any left.
Yep, still D8.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Ooh, 5.
10.
10. Pushes it back up to the middle.
Nice.
And people are getting a little excited. This one's lasted
Yeah.
longer than some of the other ones. All right, back to
20.
D20.
7.
11. D8s.
9.
5. At the table's like, oh.
And I have to, come on.
All right, D20. 11.
4.
It seems like when you get to that peak point, he just has that extra kind of stout leverage that pushes you back down in the other direction. Okay.
8.
D8s. 5.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. Graven finding his sweet spot there. I'm actually also gonna realize this marker is kind of hard to see. Oh, there's a black one. There we go. That's easy.
Come on.
Okay.
This is taking like 45 minutes. They're gonna walk back in.
They're like, Graven, we did it! And he's like, D20.
20.
11. Man, a lot of
Oh my
10.
god, what is wrong with your D20?
He gets to that apex and he's like, I know what's up. He starts to push it back down.
This
D8s.
is so silly.
Ugh, 3.
5.
Oh my god!
The seesaw
Come on,
continues.
Graven.
Get in there. Break your wrist.
Oh my god.
Natural 20.
Natural 19. So you push him. Both of you stiffen your arms, and you hear kind of a little in his elbow. Kind of gives it everything he's got.
This is awful.
I hate it.
But he stays strong there. All right, D8s. 4.
10.
Graven feels the momentum turning. He goes a little further.
6.
Yep. Oh,
It fell.
yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You both lost it?
Also, yeah.
Both lost it.
4. Their faces turning red. The veins. 4 again. 4 again. And people are like, oh! He's like going.
It's like an inch. I have him an inch from the table.
And he's like, you can hear kind of his elbow creaking. Another D6. 5.
Okay.
And people in somebody's like, are they even funny anymore? They're like, lift your hand up, and you're like, 6. 4. Summons the last bit of energy.
Oh my god.
Okay, D8.
6.
8.
Graven gets it once again as close to the table as he
Get a
possibly
different
can.
die.
There's
This
someone
die,
like
this die.
there's someone crouches down and is like looking at the table level to see if he sees him touching. 2. 5. Oh, wait. that was I didn't read it's 4 because he's a +2.
Five, yeah,
So
five.
It was a 2 rolled and then +2. Great. So finally, it isn't with like a thud, but he finally gets it down, and you can tell he's like, no, and then just touches the table, and the guy who's like squatting is like, he touched it. So there's sort of an eruption of cheers, and Graven sort of loosens his arm out a little bit.
I'll give him the other arm out.
Well done. And there's sort of a little bit of laughter, and one guy looks over to Hatchet's table. Oh, Hatchet! He won! And Hatchet sort of gives you a smile. It looks like he's in the middle of conducting business at the moment.
I'll get you later. Yeah? I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, that's right.
So he's talking. So some people kind of clap you on the back. You know, someone pushes a drink over to you that's kind of half drunk. He's like, "You deserve that."
Right, I'll just leave it there. All right. This only took about real time 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes. Yep.
All right. I'll get my stuff together and head outside.
Okay. Graven sort of gathers himself. Your arm kind of hanging loose by your side as you like get a little bit of the feeling back, some numbness in the extremities. And you get to the door. Kind of cool air washes over your face. And outside there.
All right. Take a slow walk towards the towards back where they were.
Graven kind of puts his hands in the pockets of the trousers he's wearing. Takes kind of a long, slow walk. Feeling that like the arm wrestling sort of helped release a little bit of the pent up tension. And you kind of breathe and you walk along the river there. And as you walk, you just kind of take in the city. You've been in Wampirani Daw for 90% of your time in Navikapura. Sort of getting to know what the city's like, and at the same time still feeling like in every certain scenarios you feel still very much like an outsider, but in a couple select moments, when people kind of let you in, when the Northerners let you in, it's kind of a very rewarding feeling, like they feel that you're not, needed to be kept at arm's length. Especially as a Goliath, sometimes you go to places and people aren't necessarily afraid of you, but people don't know what to expect from you. You walk along the river there. And after a little while of walking, you're getting close to that bridge that goes over the river. And you spot Safira on the opposite riverbank, a little fidgety, kind of looking in the direction of the Broken Crown offices. Not with Erland or Orba.
I wish it would stop. I wish. She's just sitting there.
What are they doing? You want to go back in?
Can you please
Is there a couple
find out for me?
fucking idiots in there? I thought so.
So you see Safira on the opposite bank there?
I'll walk over.
And now there's so few people out here that you do hear some footsteps, and you turn and you see Graven coming over the bridge.
Graven, what are you doing? They said they were going in and to see if Warba was there, and then they were going to come out and tell me, but then they haven't come out, so I'm a bit concerned.
How long has it been?
20, 30 minutes? Like 30 minutes?
About a half hour.
They must be trying right now.
I would hope so, otherwise something went very wrong.
Well, obviously my friends are with me, but this is where I am supposed to be, that they know, so...
Okay.
I'm here.
I guess we're just waiting.
We are the backup right now, I suppose, yes.
Can I see if any activity is like going on with the guards from here? Or
You'd have to get closer, but you can.
can I get a little closer?
Yeah, you can. You start to wander. Again, there's like a little road because that road also kind of leads to where Reciprocity is. Not that you've been there, so there's a little dirt path. So you're kind of like walking along the dirt path, looking over your right shoulder, kind of trying to peer in the windows. Give me a perception check.
Fuck's sake. Ooh, haha. 19.
19. The curtains are mostly closed, but you see like some figures moving quickly back and forth on the other side, inside, like back and forth across the curtain, like a little frenetic movement. On
I'm gonna
the
kind of
opposite side.
back up to where Graven is and...
What did you see?
Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. They're moving back and forth, kind of frantically.
The guards.
I just saw movement.
Figures, yeah. It's hard to tell exactly who it was. It's dark, mostly dark.
Okay.
If they actually went down, that means that Warber's there and the 2 guards.
Presumably, yeah.
We can't just walk in, can
No,
we?
we can't walk in. I mean, no, I don't think we can walk in. I suppose I have a pretense to meet with this guy, but
Tonight?
not right now. It's 12:30 in the morning or something. Like
Now it's like
later than that.
past 1 o'clock.
I mean, I don't have a reason to see Warber right now. I'd be frankly pretty suspicious if I walked in and said, tomorrow morning I can check, but I don't know. I mean, what I'm assuming is they must have set off some kind of alarm. Hopefully they broke the fucking thing. And,
If they need help, we need to get in there.
well, they're not going to get murdered. They're not going to get killed for this. There's no evidence to suggest that they would get killed. Even if it was a burglar, they would probably try to at least send them to try. I mean, what do you want me to do? Get closer and... I'm gonna kind of try to. Can I try to sneak up a little bit closer to the window and see if I
Give me
can't
a
see in?
self-check, yeah. 10. I mean, there isn't really any cover around, so you kind of give a look around, don't see anybody, and you quickly kind of move up to the window there. You can take a peek inside.
Okay.
Give me a perception with advantage as you are close enough to the window to see to the interior. 10. So as you look inside the window, just on the opposite wall on the inside, and you've been inside the building, so you know kind of where they are. Someone is like shouting to someone else and pushing a door closed, and he takes his hands off the door, and you see that it's that sort of, it's not locked at the
Does he
moment,
see
but that
me,
larger
or?
door. No, he's
Okay.
facing opposite you and like yelling around the corner at somebody else while he pushes a door shut, and he's like motioning to somebody else in the room that you can't see from here.
I'm gonna again kind of back up to Graven. Bad news, mate. There's a guy pushing a door closed. I mean, he's motioning to someone else. I'm presuming that they're responding to something.
How do we get them out of there?
I don't think we do it right now, mate. I don't think we can. I think we have to wait until the morning, unfortunately. There's no reason for us to be here. We can't get ourselves involved in this beyond what we already... I mean... Look, if we're going to have a chance at bailing them out, then we're going to need to keep ourselves clean here.
All right.
So, I say, I've got business with the guy. Anyway, I mean, I've still got favors that I need to perform for him, and I did just do him a favor tonight. So...
I'm going to stand watch here.
Okay, I mean, that's where you're supposed to be seen, right?
Yes. You can take my room at the deck if you want.
I'm gonna rest. I figure that's the best thing I can do for them. Be fresh tomorrow. Hopefully nothing happened. That was, beyond what we expected.
Right.
I'm gonna take the key from him.
Yeah. Here.
Be safe. And I'm gonna kind of head out.
Start to head in the direction of the deck. You're staying watch out there?
Yeah.
There isn't really...
So, I mean...
Do you need the map? There?
Yeah. I have one here as well. Okay.
I'll bring it up on here.
I mean, really just hang... Even if I stay right kind of at the edge of the bridge, I'd be able to see people coming and going from the...
There's that building right there in the corner. It's hard from the bridge. The entrance to the offices are like on this wall here.
Okay.
So it would be hard to see someone coming in and out. If you were like at the corner of this building, you could kind of see over there.
Yeah. I don't know what that building is.
You don't know what that...
Does
It looks like a home.
residential?
Yeah, it looks like a
Okay.
home.
Somebody shooing me away, but... Yeah, I'll just periodically like hang out at that corner, maybe walk across the bridge and back.
Okay, kind of walking back and forth a little bit. Okay, great. So Graven kind of keeps a watch, moves back and forth across the bridge, getting a little more anxious. You had kind of a nice walk along the river, but now not quite sure what's happening on the inside.
Can this be, if an hour goes by, can this be a short rest?
Not if you're like keeping a vigilant watch. Yeah. And some time goes by. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes goes by. Walking back and forth across the bridge, occasionally peeking around the corner. 40 minutes goes by. You're on the bridge about between 30 and 40 minutes, and you're looking kind of over in the direction of the Broken Crown offices. And at the base of the structure, did Safira show you where the pipe is, or did she describe it?
I didn't.
I don't think she did.
I don't think I did.
What you
Sorry.
see, you don't know where it's coming from, is little like spurts of like a gaseous kind of substance coming out from the foundation of the building, and in like regular spurts.
Would I recognize that as possibly essence of ether?
Not from this distance.
No.
It's impossible to tell you.
Okay.
Like it looks like almost like steam right now, but you
Yeah.
you don't know what it is.
But I can tell that that's coming from a basement area. Of
It looks like the foundation or lower level of the structure. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's coming from the first floor.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on that too. The front. Go
Okay.
back. See if it's still going.
10 more minutes pass. After about 10 minutes, the pumping stops. Those little spurts get smaller and then finally stop altogether. And about an hour passes. And we go inside the offices. Erland and Orba, give me constitution checks. Just straight constitution checks.
10.
16.
16. The first one to open his eyes is Erland. And you have this kind of dull headache as your eyes open up. And once again, you can immediately kind of recognize it simply by the structure of the room as being the Broken Crown offices. And there's still that one kind of dim lantern light that's lighting the room. And you move to like touch your head and find that you're bound in place to the chair that you're sitting in. You open your eyes and you look, and there's the two guards that were in there are kind of sitting at a table about this distance, maybe like 6 feet away from you, keeping a watch on you. And as they see your eyes open, they look over, and at another table, even a little further from you, Warber is like massaging his temples.
Can I tell if I'm still in sort of poisoned, like sepsis?
Give me a perception check quickly.
Sepsist.
Give me with advantage. You kind of know your
body.
yeah.
Don't describe my body.
I know my body.
Perception?
Yeah.
13.
13. I'll say you can tell. What is the?
It's osteoporosis. It's this
How
sort
long
of-
does it last?
I think it's until I clear it.
Okay, then you do as soon as when you
Yeah.
go to pull on those chains, you feel the kind of
I also gain advantage
brittleness.
on intelligence saving throws.
Oh, you have that kind
Oh,
of
God,
brittle
I hope we don't do
feeling
that.
where it pulls at your wrists, and as you pull, you see all the dried blood that's kind of solidified on your arm from where you were cut through the glass.
So can I tell? I assume it's cuffs, like
Manacles.
Manacles,
Yep.
yeah.
You are manacled to some kind of chair.
Are my
Yep.
feet manacled as well?
Yes, they are. Yep.
And are my arms manacled to just myself or to the chair as well?
As far as you can tell, just yourself. So you are not anchored
so
to
I can
the
like
chair.
fully. Okay.
As far as you can tell, yeah.
As I sort of open my eyes, I'm gonna start muttering. Help me. Help me. How long has it been? Help me.
What the fuck is going on with you?
Poison somehow. I feel.
Yes. I triggered the essence of ether so that you'd stop your fucking flailing.
So did I hurt anyone? Did I hurt you?
No.
Shit.
And at this time, Orba's eyes start to open. And you hear like, sort of in like a muffled tone, the conversation taking place between Erland and Warber, and then it slowly kind of comes into focus as you snap out of your unconsciousness as well. It's time for you to start explaining what just happened down there.
Am I bound really quickly?
Are you what?
Am I bound in any way?
You are, yes. Similarly bound. Arms and legs, but not bound to the chair.
Am I near Erland or?
Yeah, you're seated not right next to each other, but he's only a couple feet away from you.
In like another chair?
Yeah, in another. And again, you're not bound to the chair, but yes, you are also seated in
You're
the
on
chair.
his lap.
There's some sort of. I can feel I'm weaker than normal. My bones are more brittle.
Erland, are you okay?
No, I'm not. And I'm gonna sort of and start flailing.
And one of the guards immediately start to kind of get up, and one of them takes a spear that he's holding and puts it up under your chin and like pins you to the back of the chair there that has kind of a high back. Don't fucking move.
Can't help me! Help me!
And he looks over to Warber. If he can't shut up, knock him out again. You take 5 bludgeoning damage plus
6.
another 1. Yep.
I'm gonna sort of. There's a healer. There's a healer.
We sent for a medic already.
Good. Which man? Does he specialize in poisons, magic?
It's just the broken crown god.
That's not gonna do. There's a healer south of the city.
What's the name?
Marvin Bishop.
Oh my god.
How are we supposed to find him? And Warber kind of, we're not. You either use our healer or you don't use one at all.
Try the healer. Try your healer. Try your healer. There's a healer who specializes in magical afflictions. That's why I came here. It's never been like this before.
Make a deception check.
Make a lying liar check. You lying liar lies a lot, lies badly.
If you can't control yourself, we're just gonna knock you out. So breathe. And see if you can calm your fucking friend.
Erland,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Did I hurt you?
No, I'm okay.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Why is she in manacles?
Because the two of you caused irreparable fucking damage.
What did I break?
Items within the room of safe deposit.
I'll pay.
Yes, you will. Your clumsiness proves to be a costly mistake on both our accounts. I circumvent the rules for the room of safe deposit one fucking time, and this is the mess I end up with.
I'll pay whatever it is. I'll do whatever service. There's another.
Shut up!
Shit.
Do you even know who the item belonged to, the one that you broke?
I remember breaking two panes of glass and another when we fell to the floor.
One had jewelry inside, wasn't touched.
I'm sorry.
The other had a weapon, seems fine. Well, the first one had a fucking crystal inside. Belongs to Senku Berti.
Sort of look at my hand. Do I see like pieces of green glass in
It seems like maybe they took that out, but there's dried blood all down your hand, yeah. It seems like they kind of put a hard cloth kind of where the manacles are at your wrist to kind of absorb some of the blood there as it was bleeding. Well, Senku Berti has significant wealth and influence around this town. You're gonna sit here under watch while I go next door and tell her what happened.
You don't have to tell her that you let us in early. You can tell us we did all the paperwork. I'll back up your story if you need.
And say what? You broke in the middle of the fucking night? That's worse.
No.
I believe he means
I'll
we
say
weren't.
that we went through the appropriate means, and we had a significant object, and were placing it in for security.
Is this person a reasonable person?
Supposedly. What you mean by reasonable?
We were placing an item. We're still keeping. If it's all right, we're still hoping to keep the item.
Shut up! Enough out of you. Look. I ain't keen to lie, so I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna tell her what happened. Try to make some arrangement where you pay your fair share, work off the debt.
Yes, whatever work you need for us to do to this, whomever or the Broken Crown. Yes, of course.
Yes.
He looks to his guards. Watch him close. Fuck, and he starts to stand up. Be right back. Fuck. He sort of helps himself to his feet. Goes over the door. Gives you kind of one last look in the room. Scowls a little bit. Opens the door. Closes it behind him. And Graven, you watch as sort of a surprisingly frail-looking man with the sort of armor of the Broken Crown emerges, coughing a little bit. Sort of takes a big inhale of the fresh outdoor air. Takes a right. He starts to walk down in the opposite direction. You see that happen?
Do I see that?
I can.
You're in bed, baby.
You went to
I
back.
left.
I forgot that I
Safira goes
around the corner.
Wakes up. Hey. Ooh, no, I don't
Warber's
see
out.
that. I'm away.
I can. I mean, I know that that's the reciprocity is just a few doors down that way.
You do know that?
Yeah. Graven's like, they did it! Yeah.
And you've never seen Warber, so you don't know who that is.
Yeah.
He's dressed fairly fine. He has some sort of nice black and purple armor, but
I'm gonna tail him, but way behind. So, like,
Okay, it's pretty open here,
Yeah.
and there's not not many people out on foot at this hour. You can certainly do that, but
which one? Reciprocity is like around the corner. I definitely wouldn't see that. It's that U-shaped one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that one there.
And if I went the other way, would I be able to kind of see in between buildings at any point? To
You could walk along the bank, but you do know that this is the entrance to Reciprocity. So
Yeah.
as soon as he disappeared behind there, you wouldn't be able to see him. But you could walk along the north bank of the river, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You follow along the north bank of the river just to kind of confirm where he's going. He takes a slow, kind of hobbling walk, kind of coughing as he goes. And finally, you get to that point. He disappears behind the corner of Reciprocity. And you kind of look to the other side just to see if he comes out the other side. He does not.
Okay. I'll wait. I'll come back and look to see if he comes back the other way.
Okay. Back in the offices of the Broken Crown, the guards kind of both seated, raising an eyebrow.
Erland, do you need healing?
Yes, but I don't expect them to give it to me.
I have potions. Perhaps they could administer one?
We've got a healer on the way.
All right. Do you have any... I'm sorry, do you have any water?
Yeah. Gets up. If you've got a healing potion, I know what it tastes and smells like, so if you want to use it, I'll administer it.
How close is the healer?
He's in town, but he was asleep.
As long as you don't hit me again, I'm all right, I think. I'll try to take deep breaths.
Yeah. Don't make me hit you.
I understand entirely.
And he doesn't seem malicious about it. I mean, he didn't seem like he wanted to hit you when he did. But so he goes to the other room. You hear a little like a pump being
There's
used.
still someone in the room with us.
Yes, there is someone still in the room with you. So just seated there. You hear the pump. A little bit of water.
Are either of you hurt?
No,
Sorry.
not as sorry as you're gonna be.
What does that mean?
Senka Uberti is not nice.
Well, not nice is a relative term.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still not clear why she's locked up when I am the one clearly with the affliction.
It's all right, Erland. I understand. It's fine.
Wobber locked the room down, and we took you both into custody. He said he wasn't entirely sure what had happened, so until we figure out exactly what did happen, we hold both of you. Simple as that.
All right.
And the guy comes back in with a kind of mug there. Open up. Pours a little bit of water.
Thank you.
Look,
The top.
How do I look?
you look pretty shit, Erland.
I think you live.
What does it look like?
It looks like you cut your arms, bashed your head, and like you have some sort of fever or something.
Does the tiefling also have any sort of feverish look to her? I don't think so. It doesn't look like.
It looks over. I mean, you can see her.
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, good.
I wasn't hit by the harpies or anything.
All right.
You're saying that this is because of the harpies?
It was our first time encountering them. I don't know much about them, to be honest.
Yeah. Harpies don't do that.
Okay. Okay,
Some like awkward silence in the room for a little bit. Go ahead.
I think it's quite obvious that we're out of town. Can you please elaborate on this Uberti person?
She
Are they-
runs the local brothel. It's very high end.
Okay.
She has a lot of money. I don't know what the item was that you broke, but if you broke it and it belongs to her, she's gonna make you pay it off.
She's not going to hurt them in any way?
I don't know. She might.
What do you mean she might?
I mean, she might get angry. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I don't.
A broken crown in Navikapura is not the broken crown in fucking Mukmu. She's got people. If she wants to hurt him, she will. And there's not going to be much we can do to stop it.
Is she going to kill him?
I doubt it. Wouldn't get her money back that way.
Oh, brother.
This healer, is it just a local healer? Or?
Yeah, we've got a medic for the broken crown.
This is clearly.
Hey, I agree. Okay, he's gonna patch you up. Waba's gonna tell you how it's gonna sit, and then they'll let you go. You seek whatever healer you want.
All right. All right. What time is it? How long were we out for?
It's probably about 2 o'clock.
We can even ride to the Cleric. I don't care how much it costs. We'll take you somewhere.
There's a healer south of the city that might be able to help.
Okay.
Magic.
Yeah, all right, that's enough for now. I'm not supposed to talk, so just
Sorry.
Sorry.
some more time passes. Graven, you on the opposite bank, you watch as Warber reemerges from heading back from Reciprocity.
Just him?
Just him.
Okay.
Moves along.
I'll kind of make my way back to where it was.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage. It's hard to see across the road here.
Perception. 5.
Unable to kind of discern what mood he's in or what might have transpired, just sort of based on any kind of expression.
Yeah.
That is a severe pun. I'm in deep shit. He walks along. You follow him once more. Still coughing a little bit, but less frequently. Seems to have gotten his lungs beneath him a little bit. Makes his way back to the offices of the Broken Crown. Heads into the door. He disappears behind the far wall there. You lose sight of him once more. Heads inside. Both of you give me perception checks.
Oh, jeez. Let me guess.
Oh, nat 20.
6.
Erland, as you look up for a moment, you kind of try to get a read on his mood, or what sort of might be going through his head. And the first thing that comes to mind as you look at him is confusion. He looks confused. He looks a little sort of perplexed, like he's still kind of piecing something together. And he takes a couple steps in. Well, I spoke to Miss Bertie. She was, lucky for you, not overly concerned about the destruction of the item. Said it was no longer useful to her as it once was. Still, she acknowledged the item had value, left it up to me to discern a fitting punishment. Which seems sort of odd. So, this is what I decided. To recoup the crystal's lost value, as well as to make it up to me, after tarnishing our room safe deposit's strong reputation, I'm outfitting you both with bands of the benefactor, until you've adequately served your community. You'll earn the right to remove the band by completing Broken Crown contracts. Each time you complete a Broken Crown contract, you can apply up to 30% of the contract's value toward your debt. The crystal's initial estimated value is 825 gold, so that's the figure we'll use.
Oh my god.
Your service need not be exclusive to Navikapur if you don't wish it to be. I'll have notice circulated to the other major cities in HC.
May I ask why she's getting a band of benefactor when I'm the one afflicted?
Both of you came to store the item in the room of safe deposit. The accident happened under both your watch. I don't know if she has any idea of these afflictions that come over you, but if she did, she should have taken better care not to have one in the room.
Answer him honestly. Do you know why this is happening to me?
No, I don't.
Make a deception check.
Why'd you have to fucking do that? Deception?
Mm-hmm.
15.
15.
You son of a bitch.
If you can put up half the amount right now, then only you'll get the band. How about that?
So half of 800.
Half of the 825. If you can put that up right away to repay part of the debt, then we'll just outfit with just you with the band.
825 is... What's half of 825?
413.
How much do you get?
Are you asking me in front of all these people?
No, I mean... I don't have 413. I have some of that. A significant amount of that.
I too have a significant amount of that.
I'll leave that up to you.
Alright, who do we give the gold? Are you administering the band of benefactor right now?
Yes, I'm gonna have you held here until I get someone to come over and apply it.
Sorry, what's it? Four how much?
412 and a half.
412. Cool.
Wait, no. What? Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then would we be paying off simply? Would I be paying off 412?
That's correct.
Wait, but then if we were to do a Broken Crown contract where the rate is something like 120 per person, that makes it worse, does it not? 30% of the payment could go toward it? I would make more if I was working with you.
No.
No, not 30% per person. 30% of the total value of the Broken Crown contract.
Okay.
Can go towards getting it off of me.
Yeah. If you do a contract that rewards you with 100 gold, I don't care how many people you split it between, you can put 30 gold of that toward your debt. That's how it works.
I can put it 250.
You're gonna have to find someone to make up the rest.
I can put up 208.
That gets us to.
458.
Oh, so that's more than we need. We need 412.
I only want half. Part of the service is to do contracts for the Broken Crown, so I don't want you to pay off the whole thing right away.
Can I reach into my? Is my bag next
It's
to me?
not right next to you. Yeah.
No. I need my.
I'll
bag
give you your
to pay.
belongings back. Are you going to pay half right now?
Sure, I'll help you complete the sum.
All right. He turns to one of the guards. Go get Shane for me. He'll be applying the ban of the benefactor. One of the guards. So Graven, you see one of the guards, a different man, exit the offices of the Broken Crown, and he goes over to the corner, takes the bags, plops them in front of you. Your hands are, you can still use them; they're bound, but
I'm going to reach into my bag.
go on.
I'm going to reach in and take out 250.
Okay.
So, can you move that thing and do 413 minus 250?
163.
And it's actually 162 and a half.
162 and a half.
Yeah, so it's 162 gold, 5 silver.
left, baby.
Oh, baby.
162.
I saved 20 gold for a rainy day. For a portable ram. So I'll sort of slide it, kind of, I guess, across the.
And he watches you kind of count it out. Yeah.
I'll take it and put it.
Sir slides it over. He takes kind of a pouch out of a drawer. They have like a number of them to be used for counting out different amounts of coin. Slide it over. Alright. May not seem like it right now, but you're getting off easy. You don't want to get on Singer's bad side.
What was the item?
I don't know. I know it was magic, and I know the magic items can be very valuable. So, we'll leave it at that.
It's odd that she's not upset about it when it was in the room of safe deposit in the to begin with.
I agree. We're gonna wait for Shane, and we're going to wait for the medic to come see to you as best he can. We'll have the ban to the benefactor applied to just you, and then we'll see you on your way. I'm taking the mask out of storage also. It's not to be kept here.
I understand.
Also,
I'm assuming it will be returned to me.
yes. I'm not taking your things. Also, the half-elf that came in earlier said she spoke to you, Safira. You know this woman?
Yes.
She said she spoke to you about volunteering for
The other Broken Crown contract.
the outpost that got taken.
Yes.
Yes, it sounds like a perfect opportunity.
You won't be on that mission.
What?
I'm taking you off the list of candidates. We need help, but I can't afford to bring along someone so careless.
How do you expect us to start paying off our contract if you don't let us have contracts for the Broken Crown?
You can have any contract but that one. I need people on that mission I can trust, and I don't trust you.
If we could earn your trust back?
You can't. All right. That's it. Now sit. I'm gonna wash up a bit. Gets out of his chair. Goes in the other room. You hear the pump again. Sounds like he's kind of splashing water on his face. 2 of you are sitting in the room with the other guard, like raising their eyebrows a little bit, sort of. It's quiet in the room. All you can hear is the splashing of water from the next room over. Some time passes. Graven, anything that you're doing here as you're watching? You watched.
So I saw one guy leave.
You saw someone leave. Yep. You saw someone leave and head across the bridge. So if you were sort of keeping an eye from the riverbank or the bridge, you can kind of be looking in the opposite direction, but you hear him kind of walking behind you toward the. You're not sure exactly where he's headed, but he's headed toward the larger portion of.
Did I get a look at his face? Like, would I recognize him
give
if
me
I
a
saw him
perception check.
again?
Yeah.
13.
13. Yeah, a human man with sort of darker skin and sort of a curly black beard that kind of hangs down to a point a little bit. So he has some sort of distinguishing facial hair that you think you'd recognize if you saw him again.
Okay. Hanging out.
Okay. Storm right there. A little more time passes. And you hear some footsteps coming from the north a little bit. And 3 people are heading down in the southward direction toward the bridge. The man that you just saw about 10 minutes ago, didn't take too long. There is an older man who has kind of thinning hair and a short gray beard. He has a long, thin robe that kind of drags across the ground as he walks. He has a little sort of a elegant appearance about him, not necessarily like wealthy, but just sort of a distinguished appearance. And then a dwarven man who has kind of a large satchel, and on the exterior of the satchel is like a number of tools. You see like a scalpel and some like vials of liquid and things. He has like an equipment satchel that he has slung over his shoulder.
I don't recognize the dwarf.
You do not recognize the dwarf, no. Okay. And the 3 of them kind of march along a little bit, head across the bridge. And you watch them head towards the offices of the Broken Crown, or doors open. You see those same 3 people enter, the guard returning, sort of more distinguished older man with the long, thin robe. Kind of has deep wrinkle lines on his forehead. His eyebrows are very fine, sort of weathered, elegant appearance. And then the dwarven man who has this kind of utility satchel over his shoulder. Someone said I was to look at someone, I assume. He sort of sees your arms. It's you.
Yes.
Can I? And the guard sort of waves him along, puts the satchel down, and he takes out some bandages, sort of tears at the bandages, and sort of just wraps them around some of the more sort of scratched up areas of your arm. He has like a little ointment tincture that stings a little bit as he applies it, but it has sort of a little bit of a numbing effect that numbs a bit of the pain there. So he kind of goes about his business a little bit. And the sort of more distinguished man just kind of waits at the entrance. And a moment passes, and then Warber comes back out from the other room, kind of dabbing his head with a cloth. He seems to have washed his face, sort of washed up a little bit. And he sees the man. He points to Erland. And so on. Goes back to wiping his face. And the man pulls out a chair, and he sort of sits politely across from you. Have you been made aware of the terms of your debt?
Yes.
And you are aware that many services may be denied to you, including but not limited to the purchase of weapons, ammunition, poisons, potions, and items of arcane influence.
Yes.
Then I shall bind these rings to you and pray that you are honorable in your recompense.
Thank you.
And he reaches into a very small little sort of bag on his hip, and he takes out 2 things. One is a copper ring, sort of a wide copper ring, like it would take up a whole section of your finger. It wouldn't go over the knuckle, but sort of a wider one. And it has a large engraved B on it, as well as some other kind of symbols. It doesn't look fancy, but it does kind of have a, good craftsmanship
So
about
think it's
it.
going to reduce my mobility at all?
No, it looks like it might, it's a chunky piece of jewelry, like easy to
punches
notice.
hurt more?
Maybe. The thing you do notice about it is it's not a thin little piece of metal. People could see it, certainly.
Yeah.
That's obviously the point, is for people to be able to easily see it. Is there a finger that you'd prefer?
Left hand. Pinky.
He takes it. And then he takes something else out of his bag, something that looks extremely familiar to you. It's this kind of rounded forceps with a clamp on the end that look very similar to the device that the Langoliers used back in Mukmu to remove Orba's and apply Orba's ring when Jillian had it bound to you. So he has this forceps. So he slides the ring onto your pinky finger. And he puts the forceps in place. And he looks like he's about to kind of mutter a spell, but then he looks to you one more time. And attempts to remove the ring or purchase contraband before settling your debts may result in further punishment, including but not limited to denial of broken crown and local government services, imprisonment, and in some cases banishment from certain neighborhoods and townships altogether. Do you understand this?
I understand.
Puts his hand over the forceps. And he clamps down. And it's not painful, but it has a little bit of pressure. And once again, you see like the vein go up your hand a little bit as it just kind of cuts off a little bit of the blood flow briefly as the forceps kind of sink in.
Take any damage because of osteoporosis?
No, it doesn't have. It's uncomfortable, but it doesn't do damage.
Oh no.
I'm not good with shots. So you feel that kind of clamping. It is uncomfortable, and then the forceps release. You sort of flex your hand, and you can feel it's on there very solidly, magically bound. You've felt that sensation before with Orba's ring back in Mukmu. Thank the gods. Thank you.
Thank you.
He stands. And Warber kind of nods to the man. He exits. And the medic sort of is giving you, this whole time has just been sort of gently prodding at your face, sort of checking your eye a little bit, just seeing the sort of translucency of your skin, testing a few things.
Seems mostly fine to me.
I feel like shit.
Rest. Have a good rest. And he goes over to Warber, and he kind of whispers something in Warber's ear. Well, I think that just about puts an end to all this. I'm sorry it had to end this way. I am thankful for the lockbox. But our reputation in Vikapur is a very fickle thing. Unfortunately, you tarnishing that reputation dims the outlook here.
Lieutenant Colonel Warber, I have to insist one last time that we join you on your contract up north. And if you need any references, we have them.
Make
we
a
have
persuasion check.
Oh, that's true. We do have some good references.
Persuasion. 11.
You bring me those references, and maybe you can come. Not him. And he gets up and moves. Doors open. And he leaves. And the two guards are sort of sitting there. When you're feeling all right, I'll unlatch you and you can go.
Did I heal at all from that?
No, he just started tending to you.
That dude sucks.
It's the equivalent of like stabilization.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't like healing.
Gives you a pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Good
It's not
job,
gonna give
buddy.
You won't die.
Could I hear what he could I hear what he whispered to Warber?
No. Very quiet.
See you later, big boy.
Was there like a reaction where like did like basically like I'm trying to see if there was some did it seem like he whispered anything to him that was like he's fucking faking it or anything like that?
Give
like,
me an
was there-
insight check. We'll say you try to kind of get a look at that.
15.
15. It seemed more like the man was confirming that he didn't see any reason why you might lash out again. Like Warber seemed a little sort of like confirming and it soothed him to know that, you know, you didn't seem like you were on the verge of another meltdown as far as he could tell.
Give me another 30 minutes perhaps.
Yeah,
She can go.
I'm not going anywhere.
Go.
I'm just gonna sit.
We'll let you sit for 30 minutes and then you gotta go. All right. And they just kind of lean back in their chair. Everybody kind of looking around at each other. And that's where we're gonna end for the evening.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All things considered.
I mean,
That honestly went pretty well. I'm not even.
I did my part pretty well.
What did you do? Okay, hang on. Don't do that because did you think there were gonna be no fucking consequences for this?
I lost 200 gold and I have a band of benefits.
Did you think there were gonna be no consequences for this?
have the
Did you think there would be no consequences?
Don't lean in when you get louder. Lean away when you get. There you go. Flawless.
The girl who's back in bed,
Sure, yeah.
out at the end.
Graven's like, what are we gonna do? And she's like, I'm going to bed.
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's been waiting here this whole time, and she's like, "Oh,
No,
Graven's
that's
here."
fine.
Good luck,
It's
buddy.
fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's
Maybe can help her.
It's
That's
not
true.
the biggest deal
You
is
can
that
help.
I go.
No.
I need to go
Big
so I can
cliff.
get the information. It's not as big of a
Oh,
deal
I
if you
got
guys
the
go, as long as I can get
information.
other people.
Oh, that.
who
If I just
will-
keep my silver gloves
long
on
as
the whole
we're-
time, no one will notice.
It's not that big of a
It's a
deal.
new fashion statement.
Okay, obviously for simple
I
shit,
wanted you
we're
guys
gonna be
there,
able to
but it's
buy
not the
stuff
biggest
for
deal
you.
in the world if
But
you're-
it's gonna come up.
Also, honestly, it
jeez.
frees him up to do Marvin Bishop stuff, which you needed to be freed up.
Oh, hey, Hopeful Optimist also bid at another 100
Go.
bits.
Thank you for the 100 bits. As
If
we
I
once
could've
again,
gone
I will
first.
reiterate the statement.
yes, please
This is
do.
our final stream in this space. We are moving to a new space.
Yeah.
Tear it down. Tear it down. Don't dox us by showing our personal effects in the background. So this we will have next week. We'll not be streaming next week. We'll pick it up the next Sunday as we move all the equipment into the new space. Again, on your end, it might not look all that different, but on our
Trust
end,
me.
it's
It's gonna be.
it's gonna be very nice.
So sweet.
Yeah, so we're sort of getting a slightly larger space for the studio, which is great, and we will be picking it up 2 weeks from now, as we figure out what it might mean to be having the Band of the Benefactor, but
Bad.
also
Means bad.
Graven.
You're alive, buddy.
Okay, but she wasn't fucking worried about it. That's a huge deal.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
definitely
so
just Mr.
weird.
2
Well,
disguised
no,
as
Mr.
her, and he murdered her.
No.
Hopeful
No.
Optimist did another 100 bits.
Thank you.
Mr.
No,
Mr.
what
Two
it
was
means,
wrong. He's
yeah,
wrong.
he's
He
either
means he was
wrong,
wrong.
or she figured out
Or
something else in the
she
meantime.
was ahead of him. Yeah.
Oh, no, $100. Mr. 2, it's Mr. 2. He sent
Mr. 2 is Mr. 2?
Mr. Two?
No,
I
it's
wouldn't take
Mr.
that
2,
back. I mean,
It's
that's-
Mr. 2.
Pretending to be Uberti?
Yeah, it's disguised.
No.
You think that the second that was cracked, he was like, powerful, and he like ran into reciprocity, and he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Take the $100 bet.
100%.
Do it.
like, what?
Do it.
She just
Do
paid
it.
$100. Do it.
Don't give me your left hand.
Don't make that bet because I could intentionally manipulate. I'm like, all these notes I had. See ya.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys so much. As always, a lot of great support tonight. We really appreciate it. A lot of fun tonight as we figured out how exactly the plan kind of just
It
unfolded
happened.
itself.
Yeah, it did. We didn't
Sometimes
really
you gotta take
decide
what you
on
can
that.
Yep,
Yeah.
sometimes you're just thrown into it and the plan just.
Sometimes the person you go in with can't make a perception check to save their
Oh
life.
my god, you're really gonna hold that
Really
on me?
gonna.
God, you're really gonna
There's-
try
that.
so
There's
hard.
nothing else green on that wall. She's just like,
Surely.
there isn't even any items.
yeah. Empty.
I'm looking for my AirPods. They're somewhere. They're right in front of me.
Goodness.
Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much. We will see you 2 weeks from now in the new space. Have a good night.
Yay!
Have a great
Good
week
night.
and next weekend. We love you all.
Bye.